morning.
Good morning. How are you?
Good. How are you doing today?
Pretty good.
Now, what brings you down to the Howard Stern show today?
Well, I've always wanted to meet Howard Stern. He's quite a great American success story. A maverick, a guy who kind of marches the beat.
Are you a fan of Howard's?
Yeah, in many ways. I really admire a lot about him. I admire his independence and his vision, and how can you not admire the great success he's had?
Exactly.
I just hope he doesn't ask me to take my shirt off.
That might happen.
I ain't doing it.
So you're here to talk about your book, right?
Yeah, I am. Yeah.
And what's that about?
Well, it's about the story that surrounds me right now. The guy who used to be the governor has been falsely accused of things he didn't do, and I'm fighting back, and I'm getting the truth out. The book's a way to be able to do that, and it's in many ways an epic story, and it's a story that's still ongoing, with a lot of chapters yet to be written because of the false accusations and what the prosecutor and the government is attempting to do, and why they won't succeed, and why I'll be fully vindicated because the truth's on my side. And the great irony is that I was accused of things by a prosecutor who took snippets of conversations out of private tape conversations, misled the people, and in many ways mutilated the truth. And that very prosecutor went into court and prevents me from telling you what I know is on those tapes, prevents the public from hearing all those tapes, because once they hear them all, they'll see that what was said about me is not true, and they'll see a completely different reality. Some of that I write in the book. And
you feel that the Howard Stern show is a good place for you to get this off your chest, right?
I feel like the Howard Stern show is a good place to, talk about a whole bunch of stuff, but that's certainly one of them.
Great. All right, well, hang tight, and we'll see you in a little bit.
All right, man. Thanks a lot.
So, Rod Blagojevich, who used to be the governor of Illinois, which is a big deal, had to leave office because he is now up on charges that he did something illegal. He was trying to sell a Senate seat to the highest bidder. And now he's written a book called Governor, right? Is that the name of the book? Governor. And it's in stores now, and he's agreed to come in here and say hi to us. And here is the governor, Rod Blagojevich. Who's getting him out? Who's attacking you out there? Howard 100 News?
Ed Torian.
Oh, Ed Torian. Be careful, he'll hook you up. And then, would you ever consider taking a lie detector test to get free of all charges?
Well, I'd have to talk to my lawyers, but I'm not averse to that. I know what the truth is, and I've done nothing wrong. And, whether I say it there or here in your show or in a court of law under oath, it's the same story.
Are you attracted to Howard Stern?
I'm impressed with Howard Stern. Can I sit down here?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Now, do we still call you governor? I'm going to call you governor.
You can also call me Rod, or you can call me erstwhile governor.
I'll call you governor.
Okay.
Why not? Listen, you served as governor. You got elected by the people of Illinois. I mean, that's quite an accomplishment. Where'd you grow up?
In the city of Chicago, on the near northwest side, in a neighborhood probably like a lot of typical neighborhoods in a place like Brooklyn.
Were you a middle-class kind of kid, a rich kid? What category did you fall into?
Lower working class. My dad was an immigrant. He came from Eastern Europe. He fought the Nazis, spent 4 years in a prisoner of war camp, and then after that he was in a refugee camp for 3 years, waiting for the U.S. Congress to pass a law that would allow him and all these others with these long and hard-to-pronounce last names a chance to come to America. So he worked in a steel factory. My mom was a working mom. She worked for the public transportation system in Chicago.
So your parents worked? You didn't come from privilege or anything like that?
No. Grew up in a 5-room apartment, But my parents sacrificed and worked hard and gave me a chance to live the American dream. And
what happened? You went to college?
Yeah.
Where'd you go?
Yeah. I have a degree from Northwestern in history.
Northwestern, and then you went to law school?
I went to law school. Are you ready for this?
Where?
Pepperdine in Malibu, California.
Oh, that must have been a party, huh?
You ought to see my grades.
Bad?
Well, I mean, gentleman C scholar. Barely.
Really? But you passed the bar?
Yes, of course.
Did you do it the first time?
The second time.
Second time?
Yeah.
Was that a great disappointment to you not to pass the bar the first time? It's almost like your driver's. When you hear somebody didn't pass the driver's test the first time, you go, "Oh man, I'm sorry."
Yeah, it was a great disappointment, but looking back, it was the appropriate thing. It's not like I learned anything in law school. So.
Were you a ladies' man in college?
Well, I probably shouldn't acknowledge anything like that.
Why not? Why can't you acknowledge that?
How do you define that?
Well, you're at Pepperdine. It's fun.
Yeah.
The sun. You're not exactly studying hard. You're getting a C. What were you busy doing?
I learned a lot about other parts of life that fill you out as a person.
Were you a hippie? Were you sort of like what kind of crowd did you roll with? Were you a jock? What were you in college?
Well,
just sort of like an average guy.
Yeah, in college,
What was your shtick for getting laid? I'm asking. I mean, were you a drug guy? Were you?
No, I was.
You never dealt pot. You never did any of that.
No, I think genuine interest in.
Ever smoke weed in college?
Well, no, I was asked that question publicly. And I've done it twice, and I remember both occasions.
Didn't like it?
Yeah, it was, I run and I don't smoke, so.
Right. It destroys your lungs.
Yeah, I mean, it's just not something.
I'm not a big drug guy myself. I mean, I did my thing, I tried them all, and that was it.
Yeah.
And that was it. But in Pepperdine, you were drinking, I bet. A little partying.
All things in moderation.
Are you saying you were a virgin in college?
No, I'm not saying that. And everything I say is subject to being cross-examined in court of law.
You're going to go to court, and they're going to want to know, when did you get laid, and when was the first time? So were you...
I'm going to write all about that in my second book.
Did you mention, were you popular with women when you were... I'm just trying to understand background here. Were you popular with women in high school?
I dated the captain of the cheerleading team.
You dated the captain of the cheerleading?
High school. Yes.
What was it with you?
She was sweet, and she was one of my, early loves.
How did you get her? Did you have a great gift of gab?
I guess you'd have to ask her that. Whatever it was, she was certainly willing.
You're here to tell us.
Yes.
Forget about all your other stuff.
Yeah.
That you were banging the captain of the cheerleaders in high school.
Well, I wouldn't quite phrase it like that. She was my girlfriend.
That is impressive.
I was madly in love early in life, and and I'm still madly in love with my wife now.
Well, forget your wife for now. I understand your wife, and
who may very well be listening. So I just want her to know that I'm madly in love with her.
You've never discussed with your wife your previous sexual partners?
Well, I mean, we have an open and honest relationship, so we trust each other and we love each other. We're soulmates.
How old were you when you met your wife?
I met my wife March 6, 1988, so I was, 31.
31?
Yeah. So
you were already a practicing lawyer?
I was a practicing lawyer. I was a prosecutor at the time when I met her. And I was just leaving the state's attorney's office in Cook County. Attractive
woman. I saw her on I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here.
Yeah.
I thought that she was hot and devoted to you. Most women would have left, right? They would have said, there's trouble. Let's get the hell out of this thing.
People say that to me. I don't know. All I know is how Patty is, and she's a special person, and it never dawned on me for a moment that there would be any issues between us. In fact, this has brought us closer together.
Well, the whole deal with
there you are.
two.
Hi.
Hello.
Nice to meet you.
It's a pleasure to meet you. The whole deal with them is she even, turned against her own family for you. You weren't that popular with her dad, from what I understand.
Is that right? You mean to begin with?
Well, no. Her father and I had a very good relationship in the very beginning. It's a tragic story. I write about some of this in my book. He's a Chicago alderman, a ward boss, and was very helpful and instrumental in my political career early on. And
so he's a politician, a career politician.
Okay. Got angry because I shut down a landfill that he was involved in, and he made accusations that he later retracted. There were other issues, and I write about it very painfully in my book. It's a complicated relationship. There are elements of him that I really love and I miss.
So you're on the outs with your father-in-law. He won't talk to you.
No, I wouldn't say that. We spent Christmas Eve together, but it's a very difficult relationship in view of all that's happened.
So he's angry with you. His daughter's involved with you. Now it's the disgrace. So it's like all this shame and everything. It could make you go mental, right? You could crack from all this.
Well, no, it's not quite like that. No, except you know what the truth is. Now, what'll make you mental, as you say, is the injustice of the whole thing.
All right, so let's assume you're innocent. If you're innocent, and then you go into family dinners, and now the old man's like, I told you the guy was a bum. I mean, it's got to make you crazy, right?
Makes you mashuggy.
Yeah, right.
No, it's not quite like that. It's different. He, frankly, played a role in some of the issues that I have to deal with today because I write about that in the book. Again, there's a Shakespearean element to this story. And
what did he do? Did he set you up in a way, are you saying? You're saying your own father-in-law set you up.
I'm saying he made a false accusation. He got angry at me when I did my public duty, closed the landfill he was involved in. He got angry, accused a close associate, political fundraiser, friend of mine, of illegally raising campaign funds. And then he was threatened with a lawsuit. He retracted that, but once he did that, he unleashed the furies, and suddenly these federal investigators...
Why did you go after your father-in-law? Let's say your father-in-law does have a landfill or something. He's involved in it. Right. Why go after him? I mean, there's so many things. Like, did you want to look the other way?
Well, that's the issue. When you learn about something like that, that's the question I raise in the book. Do you do your public duty, protect the environment, make sure people have the proper permits, you follow the law?
Right.
Or do you pretend like you didn't see it? Now, it's traditional in that Chicago political environment probably to look the other way.
Did your wife tell you, listen, lay off my father?
She was caught in the middle of the whole thing, but she was supportive. And again, these are very serious things because, again, I'm the governor. I have this big responsibility, and I knew this was going to be a problem. But I did what I know was right. Court sustained what we did. They went back, they fixed their problem, and they continued on in their business. The problem was the accusation he made left in the wake. Serious allegations that began the scrutiny that my administration and a friend and some others unfortunately had to deal with.
So when you were a kid, did you fantasize about being a politician? Was this the career you wanted?
I wanted to be a baseball player.
Right,
you know?
okay. So when that doesn't happen, like when you
Right.
go to law school, when you went to law school, you said, hey, this is a good way for me to get into politics. I want to be the governor someday. Maybe I want to. Did you ever dream of being the president?
Well, I think anybody in politics at a level like that who gets that high. I mean, I write in the book that David Axelrod, who's Rahm Emanuel's political consultant, called me the day after President Bush beat John Kerry and suggested to me to have an open mind about running for president in 2008. His idea was a Midwestern new face, a governor. At the time, he had the governor of Iowa was a client. He was thinking about me, and he had in Barack Obama. And I write, he had the right horse in the stable, but he was kind of tilling the soil a little bit to see.
Figure it out.
Yeah.
I mean, this has got to be mind-blowing to you. One day you're the governor, and now you've been, I guess the way I understand it is you were wiretapped.
Right.
They listened to your phone calls, and someone said, hey, this guy is trying to sell Barack Obama's Senate seat.
Right.
And you've claimed all along that if you listen to the entire tapes, which they will not release to us,
Right.
if you listen to the entire tape, it will vindicate you, and you are confident that when you go to court, they will play these tapes, and you will be vindicated. Am I correct?
I am confident that I will be vindicated. I'm certain the tapes will set me free, and I'm hopeful every tape is heard in court.
Right.
Because these prosecutors may attempt to prevent some of that. The great irony here, Howard, is you've got a prosecutor, the heavy hand of the federal government. You've dealt with the FCC, so you know what that can be like.
Yep.
And they, as I write in my book, the morning before I was arrested, I directed my chief of staff over to the telephone to work out a routine political deal. I told him to work out the tactics that would put 500,000 people to work, create health care for 50,000, 300,000 people. That was a deal I wanted. And then I wanted a written guarantee not to have a tax increase in Illinois for 2 years. Rahm Emanuel and other leading U.S. senators were helping put this deal together. The next morning at 6 a.m., I have FBI agents in my home arresting me. And then the prosecutor alleges he was stopping a crime spree before it happened. He mutilated the truth.
So you're claiming that when you say on the tape, even the little part we heard, I know I'm going to get paid for this seat, you're saying, in politics, I want the payoff. I want this, and this if someone's going to get the seat. I want guarantees for the people of Illinois.
For the people of Illinois. And I don't know that I ever said anything like, I want a payoff or I want to be paid.
Right.
They made a big stink out of this phrase, this is effing gold, and I'm not giving it up for nothing.
Right.
And I know what people think when they hear that. The next line is,
how much I can get.
Yeah, it is simply not that. Now, again, I'd love to tell you what comes next, but they won't let me. And I can only tell you, it ain't what they're suggesting it is. And there was never, ever an intention on my part to sell the Senate seat for money.
So is your legal strategy, give me the tapes, subpoena the tapes, and I'll play them in court, and I will be vindicated. That's the strategy, right?
Well, I think it's not quite as simple as that. There are other evidence and some other witnesses and all the rest. But that's essentially, a lot of what this case is I think, going to be shown by those tapes.
Do you lay awake at night saying, wait a second, let's assume what you're saying is true. You're innocent.
I am.
But people go to jail all the time who are innocent. You're facing maybe 20-something years in jail, right? If this thing goes down and people just want to do, let's say they do a witch hunt on you. Let's say somehow they don't release all the tapes. I don't know what happens. Something goes wrong.
Right.
Aren't you flipping? Would you ever consider suicide if you had to go to prison for 20 years? I actually would.
Well, no, but, a close friend of mine just took his life.
Right, I know.
Because the federal prosecutors were trying to get him to lie about me. He had admitted to wrongdoing on cases not involving me, dealing with contracts with the O'Hare Airport in the city of Chicago, not my administration, and acknowledged his mistakes. And they were going to offer to significantly reduce his jail sentence if he would lie about me. He refused to do that. In the meantime, the sentence he was getting was very significant, 8 years.
Wow.
And I think maybe possibly threatened with even more. And then just the other day, he took his life and left behind 3 little girls.
So are you able to sleep at night knowing that, like, I could go to jail for 20? I mean, what's your life like now? Are you on any kind of medication? Seriously, you seen a psychiatrist? Anything?
No, not at all.
Don't you need to talk to someone about this?
I wrote a book and I talked to you and others, and I get
I'm hardly a psychiatrist.
Well, but you are a big mountaintop. And Howard, when you're an honest person and something like this has happened to you, when you've lived the American dream as I have,
yes,
okay, and this nightmare has happened, which is so un-American and not what America's supposed to be, you're still only in America. Where else can you write a book?
But come on, you
falsely
cannot
accused?
possibly lay awake at night. I mean, I could understand. I would be like, oh my God, I'm going to go.
Maybe it's because it's not imminent, because, he still has a trial to go through, and maybe he still believes that eventually this is going to all be righted.
Yeah, it's scary.
It's going to be righted. Is it scary? Of course it is. And do I have those moments? I write about in the book. My little 6-year-old Annie's at her kindergarten graduation when my wife was in the jungle in Costa Rica, and I was there, and my sister-in-law Deb, who was filming it, and she's a big fan of yours, by the way, and sure would love to meet you. She's actually here.
I would love to say hello.
But my little Annie was sitting there in the circle, and with all her little classmates, just so sweet and precious, and I looked at her, and of course, from time to time you have a thought, and you ask yourself, will I see this next year, and will I see...
Have you explained to her what went down? Do you talk to the kids about it, or are they too young?
The little one has a different perspective than our older one who just turned 13. She's a lot more aware of things. But, I mean, they both are. My wife has talked to them as the need arises, and I think they've done a real good job keeping them, focused on what their lives are. And they're little kids with typically ordinary lives in most cases.
Before you got into politics, were you a very successful attorney? I mean, were you making a good living?
Yeah.
So you were a pretty wealthy guy. I mean, you worked your way up, and you made some decent money. Are you completely out of dough now? I mean, are you facing bankruptcy?
No, but when I was hijacked from office, because that's what it was, I was prevented from bringing in evidence to prove my innocence. They didn't even prove any wrongdoing.
You tried to stay in office, but then they had a vote to...
Yeah, they offered me, through third parties, an offer was made to me to step aside, incapacitate till I clear my name, and get fully paid by the taxpayers.
Wow.
I turned it down, because that would be the wrong thing, because I wouldn't be working, and I didn't want to be bought off in that way. Plus, I questioned their motivations on some other things, but... I lost my job suddenly. My wife worked in an organization that helped the homeless.
Right.
And then
she got canned?
She had a 1-year contract. They breached it. She's entitled legally to about $80,000, but we didn't want to sue an organization that needs every dollar it can to help the homeless. So neither one of us had any income.
Do you guys? Do you and your wife talk about this every single day now? It's consumed your life, I would assume, right? I mean, you can't have a normal life. Did a lot of your friends?
This is life.
Did a lot of your personal friends leave you? Like, have they just turned their backs on you and said, "We don't want to know you anymore"?
Well, let me answer that, but let me just go back to, we're rebuilding our financial situation, and again, we've had opportunities that most people who've lost their jobs don't have.
Right.
I mean, I was offered a TV opportunity to be on a TV show in the jungle.
You would have done that, huh? I'm a celebrity, get me out of here.
I would have forced myself to do it.
What kind of dough were they offering, 150?
It was good.
Give me a number.
I can't.
Give me the number.
I'm prohibited from...
Right now. No, you're not.
No, NBC says no.
How much would ABC pay those cheap bastards? How much would they have paid you?
No, it was NBC. They were very generous.
NBC. I bet you... I'm going to take a guess and tell me if I'm in the ballpark. I'm going to say $100,000, 125.
Interesting.
And this is a primetime show that's taken up most of their time. Don't you think you could have done better than that?
Well, I'm not acknowledging that's the number. Let me simply say,
go ahead.
NBC was the network that helped Elvis on his comeback in '68.
Right.
This is the beginning of my comeback. And
is it a comeback, you think?
Yeah, I know it is.
You think if you're vindicated, you could be elected governor again?
Yes, I think I'm certain of that. But
well, you know what? There's something that hasn't
I believe in
been
comebacks.
asked here. If you are being... This is a frame-up. If what you're saying is true, you're being framed. Who would want to frame you? Why, and what they would want, I guess, is for you to be out of office. And they have effectively done that, whether you win this case or not. So do you think is behind all this?
Yeah, who is framing you? Who are the masterminds of this?
It's a complicated thing, and I have a very strong opinion on the motivations. But I don't think it's appropriate for me to say some of that. And I don't believe it's a conspiracy between the prosecutor and political enemies of mine in Illinois. I think one thing led to another. But you have to remember, President Obama and I have some relationships that are mutual. I write about that in the book. There's a guy by the name of Tony Resco that Barack Obama knew very well. He introduced me to Obama.
Right.
He got in trouble. He did some things wrong. He was a big contributor to Democrats, me, Barack, and everybody in Illinois, the new Governor Quinn, the Madigans, who were the political people. And long story short, he's sort of a central figure in some of this drama, and you have to ask yourself whether or not, the new administration was coming in, and this prosecutor wanted to act quickly and create a dynamic that made it hard for the new president to make it, to kind of go in a different direction.
Who's the guy who gave the okay to wiretap you in the first place? Do you know?
Well, you have to go before a judge to do that.
Oh, you do? So you don't even know? But it could be the prosecutor? You don't know?
Well, no, the prosecutor seeks it, and then the judge has to approve.
Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
All right. So now, you have enough money to live?
We're rebuilding, and we're blessed
Were you
for the
broke?
opportunities. We were busted right after this all happened. I didn't expect to lose my job all of a
Do
sudden.
you still have your house?
Yeah, and the kids still stay in the same school, which is a private school. We've been able to get back quickly. Again, unusual opportunities that most people have lost their jobs.
So you went from being a millionaire.
No, never a millionaire.
Never a millionaire.
No.
But very comfortable.
No. My legal practice was doing well.
Right.
But then these political opportunities came. And
Right.
then I ran for Congress. And when I ran for Congress and won, you can't practice law. And so that was the end of my law practice.
Why can't you? Because it's impossible to hold two jobs at the same point. I mean, Congress is a full-time job, I guess, right?
That's correct.
Right.
As a state lawmaker, you can.
You're not allowed. Right.
Yeah.
So your income takes a hit.
Right.
You put things aside, you take the whole political route, and then this whole scandal happens. And that's got to throw your whole financial world into it. So all of a sudden, celebrity, get me out of here. You got to do it.
You got to go in the jungle and eat tarantulas.
Yeah, because
That's
really,
right.
how are you going to? People think you have unlimited funds. You don't have it, right?
And then
Correct.
when you can't do
Right.
it, your
Consumer
wife has
debt.
to do it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, the judge wouldn't allow me to go, and then Patty was willing to do it. And then all I can tell you is that this is a mother who loves her children and is willing to do something like that for her kids and her family. And
I
she
felt
did
bad
it.
for her. She was crying a lot on. I'm sure it was
Yeah.
hard for you to watch. Did you watch the show?
I watched every one of them, and it was painful to watch in
Yeah.
many ways. But it was a good experience for her, and she made friends that I think she'll keep for the rest of her life. Became very close with John, Sally, Francis, and Angela. Tori Hunter, the wrestler, who, if she was on your show, I know what you'd ask her to do.
What would I ask her to do?
Take her blouse off.
God damn, I'm going to ask you to take your blouse
I was
off.
afraid you were going to do that.
I know you're here with your sister. I'm going to have her take her blouse off, too. Why not?
Anyone who has a blouse on, it'll be off.
Hey, they
Everybody's
tell me you
blouse
can
is
swear
off.
on this show. Is that true?
You can.
It's too early in the morning for me to say those words, but if you listen to some of the tapes, you'll hear them.
Yeah, so you like curse words. You are a fun-loving guy, right?
I think so, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Fucking right.
now Elliot Spitzer went
Yeah.
down too. Do you empathize with him, or do you feel it's a whole different situation? Do you feel he is guilty of something and that he should have resigned, or do you have some sort of empathy with him?
A combination. I don't. The decision to resign was his decision.
Right.
Yes, of course, I have empathy for him, for his wife.
Should he have stayed in office?
That's a decision he would have to make. I don't know what the dynamics were.
Did you ever meet the guy?
No, I never did. But, I mean, if you were to look at his situation and look at mine, I think it's fair to say, and I know I probably shouldn't say this, he got a blowjob and I got fucked. But I'll be back. But I'll be back. I mean, and there's no dispute with regard to his behavior, but there's big dispute with regard to what
They even say Spitzer's trying now to get back. I mean, he might even consider a comeback, they said.
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe he'll do all right. I don't know.
I can see him trying to do that.
So the book's called Governor.
Yes.
And you wrote this right after, I guess someone approached you to write this thing, gave you a decent advance, I hope, right?
They've been fair to us and excellent. And I want to plug the publisher, Michael Wiener, who just passed away. But he took a chance on me to give me a chance to write this book. Cause
You write it with a writer, or do you just sit down and do this yourself?
I did it all by myself. I
No
went through
kidding.
6 boxes of crayons, but I wrote the whole book by myself.
You wrote the whole book by yourself.
Yes.
This is in your words.
Yes.
And they'll probably take the book and use it at the trial. When is this
Right.
trial going to happen? Do we know?
In June. It's scheduled for June.
Would you like it sooner than June? Would you like, because in a way you probably have it hanging over your head.
Right.
Why do you think it's taking so long to go to trial? Seems like a high-profile case. They could make it happen faster. Do you think they're having trouble finding evidence against you?
All those are good. Those are all good questions. They're very prudent observations by you. I don't know exactly why. That could be some of the factors. They sent us something like 3 million documents to review, which is to me just an effort by them to wear down your lawyers and win a
wear
war
down
of
your
attrition.
finances.
Yeah, that's right. I don't believe that's significant, though. I mean, the bottom line is, the tapes tell a big story.
What do
It
your
ain't what
lawyers
they-
say to you? Are your lawyers confident they're going to get you off?
Absolutely.
They are?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Did they give you, when you sit down with a lawyer, you say, listen, give it to me straight.
Yeah.
Give me a percentage.
Yeah.
What's my odds here of winning this case? You got a 90% shot of winning it? You got a 50% chance? What's your odds?
Well, they don't talk like that. They're just saying they're all confident we're going to win. I mean, there's a complete confidence. They've heard they've seen enough evidence. Let me put it that way, because I'm prevented by this court order to talk about, what's on these tapes. But we have access to those tapes. My lawyers have heard them all.
Has anyone offered you a deal?
No, but there is no deal. I'm not pleading to anything. I've done nothing wrong.
If someone came to you today and said,
Yeah.
listen,
Right.
I want you to admit guilt.
Right.
You do a year.
Right.
You're done with this thing.
No.
You won't do it.
No way. I have done nothing wrong. And I write in the book, again, I'm fighting for my children and their reputation and for their lives and their futures. I'm fighting for my late parents, my immigrant father and my mother who worked so hard. They didn't raise their kids to be in a situation like this and have our names sullied. We are honest people. We meet our responsibilities. I honestly fought for the people. Every child in my state gets health care. No state did that before. All of our senior citizens take free public transportation. No state does that. I insured every uninsured woman with mammograms and pap smears, routine, so that they can catch breast cancer early and have the treatment if God forbid, cancer's found. I went around the legislature to get a lot of this done because they were blocking me. And so, yeah, I did controversial things, but they were always
Robin, you
for
have
the
to
people.
love that Robin has just been told she has a G cup.
Oh, God, help
believe
me.
it or not. So her breasts have to be checked regularly.
The governor needs to hear that.
Well, the governor likes that stuff.
Cancer can't spread that quick.
That's right. But
I
that's
voted
pretty
no on
impressive.
impeachment. Huh?
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, no, a record amount of money in public education without raising taxes on people, minimum wage increases twice for low-wage workers.
Do you think you're still popular with the people?
I have my detractors, but I think I have a lot of supporters out there, too.
If you had offered free heroin, Artie would have moved to Chicago. I think that would have been it, right? You would have gone right away.
I'm looking at a court case, too. I'm not talking.
That's right. He's got when is your case coming up?
I don't know.
What are your lawyers saying?
What are your lawyers saying?
What are your
They're
chances?
confident.
They're confident, too.
Yeah.
Well, everybody's confident. It's a great day. Everybody's going to court. Well, let me tell you something. This is
Well,
some
you
story.
know what I wonder about? I wonder about the days when he was embattled and people were, sort of demanding that you step down,
Yeah.
but you continued on trying to be governor. You appointed someone to the Senate seat, and you were, I guess, at the State House every day trying to get things done. I mean, what was that like? That must have been a nightmare as well, because you're trying to do business and nobody wants to do business with you because you're like a lame duck at that point.
Yeah, well, you're worse than a lame duck. You're like
You're a pariah.
almost a slain duck.
Right. No, it's embarrassing.
Well, not really, and I'll tell you why. Because I just know what the truth is on this, and my position was this: if I did something wrong, I'd have resigned. I would have never taken the deal to get paid for not doing work, but they offered that. There was a lot of reasons why they wanted to get rid of me that fast. Political reasons, policy reasons on the part of the Democrats in Illinois who wanted to raise taxes. And there was a reason why the National Democrats fought me on the Senate pick. I picked Roland Burris, an African-American former attorney general. No African-Americans in the United States Senate in the age of Obama.
Yeah, but people thought that was sort of like a political move. Okay, I'll take this African-American guy. I'll look like a good guy, this and that. It was almost like a desperate move to put him in. People disagreed with your choice there.
Oh, there was a lot of fury, and it came from the political establishment. But you have to understand, before all this came down, and we had discussions over the telephone with different people, the National Democratic Senate leadership didn't want me to appoint an African-American to the Senate. Not because they were racist, but it was racial. They felt that whoever I picked, Jesse Jackson Jr. or Danny Davis, or some of the other African-American names, they couldn't get reelected. So they had an idea of who they wanted.
Right.
And in the age of Obama, I thought that was very hypocritical in many ways. And then when all this changed, I had a duty to appoint a senator. And I felt since the first deal wouldn't happen, that I can then appoint an African-American who had been sort of a safe pick and people sort of liked him and respected him. And then he got a bad deal by the Democrat establishment in Washington. Here you have 100 senators and not one African-American. You have an African-American president, and the Democrats enjoy a majority in the United States Senate because of the African-American vote in New York, in Illinois, in Maryland, in Michigan. Those are probably Republican senators without the African-American vote, and they can't accept one man who's African-American. They come up with this flimsy excuse that it was because of the guy who sent him.
Right. It's funny when you go through something like this, and I imagine psychologically it's like it's crazy. But then you start getting weird offers too. Were you offered to have a paid appearance at the Bunny Ranch, the prostitution place?
What?
What is that all about?
You know that, early on, things like that were coming in. And even though I was unemployed and had no income,
Right.
I respectly declined that offer.
What did they want you to do at the Bunny Ranch? Have sex
Were
with
you going to have
women?
sex with
what
your voters?
What was the offer? What? I don't even understand. I can understand if you were a woman, why they'd want you there. Why would they want you at the Bunny Ranch?
Yeah.
As I recall, it had something to do with judging some kind of contest.
Oh, gee.
Okay, now there's a footnote to your story.
Right.
Months go by, and I was just recently in Los Angeles and having dinner in Hollywood.
Right.
And I meet that guy. I think his name is Phil
Dennis?
Hoff.
Dennis Hoff.
Dennis Hoff. A heck of a nice guy.
Right. Very
And-
charming.
a real nice guy.
Right.
And he reminded me of the offer, and I said, hey, man, don't, just because you're in the bordello business, I was in politics. It's not like we weren't working in the same kind of field.
So they offered you a fee to come judge some sort of beauty pageant or something, and that you felt, well, maybe that won't look too good, and that's not your scene.
Yeah, that didn't get past.
You also turned down an offer to drive a race car and play outfield for a minor league baseball team. Is that true?
Yeah, that baseball one was really interesting. I thought seriously about that one. But,
that would have been good. I might have gone to a game. Now, and your sister's with you. I understand she's a gay woman.
Yep.
And she is married to a woman?
Her partner's with her, Kristen Baker. Hopefully you'll meet her, too.
Are you allowed to have gay marriage in Illinois?
No, but they love you because back in 1995, you were one of the first big leading advocates for gay marriage, and they love you.
Would you have approved of gay marriage in your state if it sort of was up to you? Not that it is.
I didn't support that, and my sister-in-law, God bless her, was at a gay pride parade, and on one of them she had a big sign on it, had my name on it with a big red slash through it.
Why wouldn't you support, if you have a gay sister, I assume you approve of the
very
lifestyle?
Much so. Yeah, very much.
Why not approve of gay marriage? I still don't understand why more politicians won't do it. Are they afraid of the constituency and the right wing and the religious types?
Well, it's a great question, and I've read history enough to know that, as Franklin Roosevelt used to tell Eleanor Roosevelt, she used to bombard him with memos constantly every day, and he had a rule. He finally told her, Eleanor, I'm only reading 2 of them a day.
Right.
And she was so interested in social change and a social activist that her heart was in all the right places. But he was more practical as a politician on what could actually get done.
Right.
You can't get too far out in front where the rest of the people are. And Illinois is not quite in the same place as, let's say, Vermont or California or Hawaii on an issue like this. It's going in that direction. I think there's almost an inevitability to it.
Shouldn't our leaders take a stand on something like that, even if it's unpopular? I guess it's just they're afraid to. I mean, you have to try to bring a lot of people into the tent, so to speak, when you're a politician.
Look what happened to Lincoln. He got ahead of the crowd.
That's right. You got a little too far ahead of the crowd. That's right. Yeah.
They shot him in the head.
That's right.
But you can actually hurt a cause if you jump too early. I mean, if you believe in a cause like that, carefully nurturing it and moving it forward. I'll say this, as the governor, I was the first governor in Illinois history to give every gay state employee domestic partnership benefits. I support civil unions, which is not that unusual for a Democrat today,
right.
but I've supported that for the longest time. And my sister-in-law and Kristen, if they were to get married, which would be a wonderful thing, I'd be just excited about obviously being
I just
there.
went to my first gay wedding, but I tell you, I love lesbians. You know that I've built a whole career out of loving lesbians.
That's an understandable position.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a position I took early on. I was way ahead of the pack on that.
Yeah.
Well,
I've had discussions with other governors about that subject, I'll tell you.
Well, I've learned a couple of things.
Yes.
I've learned probably the most impressive thing about you is that you dated the prom queen.
No, she was the captain of the cheerleaders.
Captain of the cheerleaders.
Yeah.
In high school.
Yeah.
Why did you break up with her? I would think you'd stick with that.
I went away to college.
And she left you.
She sent me a Dear John letter, halfway through the year. She did.
Let me guess, she told you your penis wasn't big enough. That's what happened to me.
No.
I dated an actress when I was very young. I was head over heels in love. She told me she met a guy with a bigger penis, if you can imagine.
That's interesting. That's the character builder, though, isn't it, Howard?
It sure is.
Yeah.
When you lose someone like the head cheerleader, is that even a bigger disappointment than losing your office of governor? I mean, it's got to be a mind blower.
Or does it prepare you for something?
Right.
Yeah.
Did you say, look, I know disappointment. It's not a big deal. I can get past this.
My dad used to teach me, a lot of things, more by example than by sitting down and talking. He wasn't that way. But one of the things he actually did say was, you can judge who you are not by how many times you get knocked down, but how many times you pick yourself up.
That's true.
Yeah.
Do you ever go on Facebook and try to contact her and see if she's around?
No.
Nothing like that?
It's like,
Do you know if she's fat now? Because that would be great.
I know what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't. Let me tell you something. I am madly in love with my wife.
No, I understand, but still, I'm in love with my wife.
Yes.
But I always go back to see old girlfriends to see if they got fat.
I heard she's enormous.
That's right. Yeah. I heard, yes. We looked her up. The cheerleader's enormous.
I'm on her Twitter page right now.
Yeah.
That's right.
She wasn't that. I don't think she had that propensity.
Right. Well, let me tell you, it's impressive resume. I mean, the sexuality of all that.
Yeah.
Now listen. Mm-hmm. The governor has written a book called Governor. Are you going to make any in-store appearances? Are you going to sign books, or is that too wild for you right now?
No, happy to do it.
Has anybody approached you to go do some in-store stuff?
Yeah, there's some discussions. Yep.
So you might do it?
Oh, yeah. Very much so.
Well, Howard, how are you feeling now? Are you feeling swayed?
Look, you want to know the truth?
Yeah.
I honestly, I'm a big dopey guy. I don't know the evidence. I don't have evidence in front of me. I don't know if you seem like a really great guy, nice guy to hang out with. And that's the key to being a politician, a man who can make you feel important. You know, they said that about Bill Clinton. Walked in the room, suddenly you were the most important guy in the room. He just had that way of reaching out and making you feel included, and you don't seem full of yourself and all of that.
Right.
But the fact of the matter is, I don't know the evidence.
Right.
I haven't heard any tapes. Like you yourself say, if I could hear the tape, that would be the end of this. We could end the whole controversy right now. I'm pulling for you. If you have been wronged and someone has set you up, I think it would be a travesty, and I'll be the first person to back you to get you back in office.
Yeah.
Because it sounds like you're a sincere guy.
I appreciate that.
And if you go to jail, I'll forget your number. What am I going to do? Listen, what am I going to do? What, right, Rob? What, are we going to visit him? I don't know.
I don't think we're going to go and visit, no.
You won't have
Do you
to.
want me to visit you if you go to prison? I'll come if you tell me right now you want me to visit you.
Look, you've never gone to prison.
Right.
You're not going.
Hey,
Neither one of us are.
If you have to go to prison,
Yeah.
I hope you don't. I
Neither
really
one
do.
of us are.
But if you do go,
Yeah.
I mean, first of all, you know, like ex-cops always get the crap beat out of them and stuff. I mean,
What does the governor get?
although I think they'd send you to like a minimum security kind of place. You know what I mean? I don't think they'd give you the hard time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, have you looked into that at all?
It's different. It's not county jail, and it's not a state prison. It's let's not even talk about it. It's just not going to happen.
I know, but even the guards, you know, the strip searching, the anal cavity search, they're going to do the whole thing on you, man. They'll be, hey, look, hey, governor, I see a hemorrhoid in here. I mean, that's
Hello.
That's hello. I hear an echo in here. Dude, I mean, can you imagine?
Who else wants to look at the governor's ass?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't mean to make light.
Yeah.
I mean, I would be in a. I don't even think I could leave. I don't know how the hell you're smiling and able to leave the room. Even if, what if they set you up and let's say you're completely innocent,
Yeah.
and then you get in cavity
Look, that's
searches.
the biggest fear. I mean, I don't think that far ahead. Perish the thought. You are one fucking funny guy. You know that? Let me say that. But that ain't going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
The truth. Let me just leave you with this. I mean, I don't know how much time you have. I got all day.
Go ahead.
Here, the accuser gets up, locks me up, has me in a cell. While I'm locked in this little tiny cell, that guy gets up and says he's stopping a crime spree before it happened and alleges I was trying to sell a sentencing for financial gain, right?
Right.
I write in my book, the day before I direct my chief of staff to work out the tactics on a political deal that we've been discussing for weeks and weeks with top U.S. senators, Harry Reid, Menendez from New Jersey, my senior Senator Dick Durbin, former Speaker of the House Republicans, Denny Hastert and I spoke about the possibility of this, and a lot of other people. The long and the short of it is, somebody is lying. I'm either telling the truth or they are.
Right.
Somebody's lying. Now, the accuser doesn't want you to hear the tapes. The accused wants you to hear the tapes. This is the anti-Nixon, anti-Watergate scenario.
You say the tapes will set you free, and you're demanding the release of the tape.
I wanted those in the state Senate in January.
And they said no.
They said no. They wouldn't allow me to bring Rahm Emanuel in, who was our guy to get that deal done.
So the people who had to sit there and vote for like censure and say get you out of there,
right.
They didn't even hear the tapes. You're talking about politicians.
Correct.
Who didn't
They didn't hear the
tapes.
tapes. They wouldn't allow me to bring in witnesses like congressmen and senators and the president's chief of staff who was working with us on that deal.
But everyone's like sheep. They all voted against you, except one person. Who was the one person who didn't vote against you?
A guy named Milton Patterson who had a stroke. I don't know, maybe that impacted him. Look, the fix was there. Yeah.
He gave you the one vote.
Yeah, I think that was the reason why.
He was out of it that day.
The fix was in.
What a nightmare.
Right.
Well, listen, I hope you don't go to prison. I don't know what the hell it would be like for an ex-governor, I mean.
I'm for him.
Right. you like him?
I like that guy.
You're going to vote for him.
What's his name?
So, I mean, if you do go away.
Well, let me tell you
and
something,
for 20
Howard.
years, do you think you would ever make it with a guy in order to...
No.
Never, right? You would never.
No.
If you got very lonely?
No way.
Just masturbation, right? That's it. Yeah.
You're not that pro civil union.
Are you a physical guy? Can you fight at all?
I was a Golden Gloves boxer.
Oh, you were? Thank
Yeah.
God. All right.
Yeah.
So you
What
can
I was
handle
going to
yourself.
say, Howard, was
Right.
it's even hard on the people who visit you in prison. It's not even, any
I know.
nice experience.
Wah.
You get searched. You go through a lot. They take everything from you. You can't bring anything in. It's a real
I know.
dehumanizing experience for everybody involved.
Now, your chief of staff has said he's going to testify against you?
Allegedly, yeah.
What do you think of that?
I think he did some wrongdoing at O'Hare Airport when he was there, and I think they found that. And I think, we've looked at what he says he's admitting to, which isn't even a crime. And I write in the book he may want to get himself another lawyer. I think he's so afraid of what they're threatening him with that he's simply going to say he did something he didn't do.
Well, listen, I mean, I wish you luck with the trial, and maybe, who knows? Is it possible this whole thing could be thrown out if the judge listens to some of the tapes and stuff, or maybe they'll just back off, or it's definitely going to go to trial?
We're preparing for trial.
You're preparing for trial.
And looking forward to the chance.
Yeah, well, what is the procedure there? Was there a grand jury, or was there a...
That came later. After they arrested me, they had 90 days to kind of put together their evidence, and then on like the 89th or shortly before the 90-day period, they went to a grand jury.
I see.
The jury selection's everything. Go with black guys. Some of the church ladies are very tough. I'd like to see a black jury.
I think you need that Dr. Phil. He helped Oprah.
Yeah, Dr. Phil will pick the jury. He knows how to do it. Go with no bald guys. They're going to be jealous of your full head of hair. I do a lot of this profiling.
We should have you come in as a consultant.
Let me help you with that. Listen, Governor Rod Blagojevich, his book is called The Governor, and it's in stores now. Go out, take a look. It's in his own words. He wrote it himself, and he asked that you give him a chance and buy it. And it was an honor to meet you, pleasure to meet you, and I wish you the best of luck. Again, I don't know. Listen, Robin, I don't know.
Look, if what he's saying is true, this is a travesty, and it's an injustice, and you shake when you hear of things like this happening in America.
Yeah, and
to a governor in the fifth biggest state in America. If this could happen to me, it could happen to anybody.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I know.
This will be one of the great comeback stories in American history.
Listen, and if you are vindicated, I'll get behind you to get you reelected. If you don't get reelected, I'll give you a job here. We need a guy to tape TV shows with JD. He's overwhelmed back there.
Can I join Richard and Sal and do practical jokes?
You can do crank phone calls. You can go
I
back
used to
there
have the
now.
president's phone number. We could play jokes on him.
Get the president's phone number. Come in here. Let's make a couple of phony phone calls and have a good time. But anyway, I wish you the best of luck. I really do. And the book is called The Governor. That's what you got to get. And I wish you all the best. All right, we'll be back right after these words.
Governor.
Yes, sir.
How'd it go in there?
Fantastic. I mean, he's a nice guy. I probably shouldn't have said some of the words I said, but then again, I said those
Like
on
what?
some of those tapes. Well, like some of those words I said, but I
Some
figured.
of those sex questions, maybe, or
Well, I didn't really acknowledge anything. He just sort of said it, and I just kind of mumbled some sort of evasive answer. But it was fun. He's obviously a very successful guy, and he's a lot of fun. And I can see why he's so successful. People like to listen to him. Robin's legendary, and so is the whole team.
So do you feel like this interview might have helped you?
Well, we'll see. How they play some of that stuff, but no, it was fun to do. He was very gracious and kind. He talked about my book and gave me a chance to be able to, get some of my story out, and that's all you can ask for.
That's right. All right, so you had a good time today, right?
Had a great time. Want to go back in it, but we got other things to do.
All right. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Thank you.
Make sure the light's on.
You can't tell? You can't tell?
Yeah, but
put your hand there? What the hell is wrong with you?
Make sure. So it reflects, see? See how bright it is?
All right. Old friend of the show's here.
You want to turn that thing off?
Old friend of the show is here. Louis Black. You know who he is?
I know who Louis Black is.
Sure.
Yeah. Louis, good morning.
Good morning.
How you doing today, man?
I'm good. I'm getting as good as I'm going to be at this time.
Why is that? It's a little early for you?
It's funny at 8:30. I mean, you got to learn how to do that. I'm up late. That's the insane thing about it. You do shows. The shows you do are late. And then they go, and now get up and be funny early.
Or is it kind of like a band playing early, like a singer, like it's kind of hard first thing in the morning?
I don't know why the fuck they do that. They're insane. I don't know. I mean, how you get up and sing at that time is completely crazy.
Lewis Black is here. He just had a comedy special on Comedy Central. Just aired, but I guess they're selling it on DVD. So he's promoting that. Funny man. He's been around a long time. He knows what's going on. Yeah. You don't care about music, do you?
I like music.
You do?
Yeah.
What do you listen to?
I listen to all of the musicals, South Pacific.
Show tunes, as you think.
Show tunes was my life.
And you're a straight man yet.
I was in, when I came in this morning, you were talking about, I can't believe you watched the Tonys.
Well, I watched about an hour. I was waiting for True Blood, and, I wanted to see what was going on.
An hour. Now, at what point did
And it was good. It happened to be good. They had a lot of interesting things going on. They kept it moving fast.
Did I miss? I turned it on for like 30 seconds. I did theater for 20 years.
Right.
Okay, I wanted to be a playwright, which is the financial equivalent of being a crack whore. And I was in this I'm solidly in that business.
Right.
And I turned this thing on, and I'm like, stop it! Why are you doing this? Why are you just telling America, go away?
Right. It's like a show that's designed to see how many people will tune out.
Exactly. I mean, it's like...
Why did you want to be a playwright? I mean, there's no kind of living there.
But I had no idea.
You didn't.
What did I know?
Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Maryland.
Oh, and you were like a kid from the surbs, and you said, "Oh,
yeah." And then my parents, and then they took me to the theater, and I had that moment that most men, most gay men have it immediately.
Right.
You rarely see it in a heterosexual, where the light came on.
Did you actually get to write a play? Did you write?
I wrote 40 plays.
Did any of them get made? Were they produced?
I produced them all.
Yeah.
And some were done. Arena Stage did readings of my work, and
now that you're a famous comedian and you have success, has anyone gone back and looked at these plays and said, well, maybe there's something here, something we can mine, something we can put on Broadway?
You'll love this because it's a story about abuse.
Right.
So I mean, you're in this business. See, there's this level of what you go through in negotiations and stuff.
Right.
I'm in theater.
Right.
Now, I'm at a point where I'm doing really well as a comic. Now, the theaters get in touch, and they say to me, Lewis, we'd really like you to sing. And I know all these pricks.
Yeah.
We'd really want you to send your plays back to us.
Right.
So I send the plays back to them, and then they turn them down again. And I didn't.
They invited you to be rejected.
They invited me. I said, it's like...
So you made the right move becoming a stand-up comic. And you did the right thing, because if you had hung on and you had stayed with that dream, you wouldn't even be able to buy a house.
If I had stayed with that dream, it would have been like personally raping myself. It would have been.
How old were you when you finally decided to make the switch to stand-up comedy?
40.
You were 40?
Really?
Yeah.
So you mean up until the age of 40?
I was in a dream world.
You're kidding. Maybe that's why
maybe
I never...
that's what's going to happen to Grillo.
You're right in a way, because... I mean, I hadn't heard of you as a young man. You would think your talent would have come out and you would have been it's really weird. Are you bitter at all? Is it like a Rodney Dangerfield type story in the sense that, Rodney didn't start his stand-up career until he was in his 40s?
No, I'm not, because I really kind of liked what I was doing. It's that thing, if you really like what you're doing.
You're not bitter.
You don't give a shit.
But did you have to have other jobs? I mean,
No.
you were making a living?
I was so fucking broke, it was scary. So I would Would
women go out with you and stuff, or were they just like, this guy's a pariah?
Oh, no, of course they do, but you're the playwright.
I
so,
see.
It's like...
They would marry you.
It works for, it's good for like 3 days.
Right.
And then the romance really goes.
What was the most successful play you had? Did anything actually make it to Broadway?
No, but something was actually... This is what actually ended up driving me out in part. I had a play that was optioned for Broadway.
Right.
7 years. Meaning they give you $2,500 for the rights of this thing that you put your blood in. And then every year somebody else would turn it down. Carol Burnett turned it down. Mary Tyler Moore turned it down. It went to everybody.
Wow.
And then I finally
Were your parents very disappointed in you? Like, wow, we had high hopes for you, and here you are. You're this failed playwright. Were you just were you the black sheep of the family?
No, my parents are nuts. They were actually very supportive of it in a perverted way. I think and my brother had been successful, and was doing.
Was it embarrassing though when you would go home to like a family reunion of Thanksgiving and your brother's the success?
Oh no, because I could borrow money from him.
Yeah,
so he was supporting my habit.
Wow, everybody was an enabler of this horrible career.
But my mother was always like, my mother in part was, it was if you're not gonna be a doctor. At least marry a doctor.
Right.
And then when I didn't marry a doctor, she kept saying, go into the healthcare industry. This is 20 years ago. There's like $1 billion coming down the pike.
Right.
No. So she ended up, she would kind of on a perverted level, she was upset what I was doing, but if other people around her friends and stuff would make a comment about what I was doing, she's going, they don't know shit. They don't know what you're doing.
So
they don't understand the work that you do.
So at 40 years old, when you make the switch to stand-up, you're like starting out like sort of behind the 8 ball, because most guys have been doing it when they were young.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you show up at 40, and now you're going to start being a stand-up, and you got to come up with material, and you don't have...
But I had been doing it on the side.
Oh, you had?
Just for fun, but like as a hobby.
Do you like...
Which is even more psychotic.
Do you like doing stand-up comedy? Every comic I have in here, they're always trying to get off the road. They hate the road. They hate being a comic. They want a TV show. They want this. They want that. They hate it.
I love it.
You love it?
Yeah.
Do you think you love it because you started it really late in life, in the sense that you went...
And it's successful?
And what helped was was breaking through that thing where I go from clubs into theaters.
Right.
It's tough not to like something when you show up and 2,500 people are there to see you.
Right.
And you're working these fucking stages that your plays should have been on.
Right.
So there's a certain amount of joy.
But how many dates a year will you be out on the road working?
About 150.
150 days out of the year. So you're never home.
I'm home it's not so bad. I'm home 3 or 4 days and gone 3 days.
Where do you live, in L.A. or New York?
No, I don't. Who the fuck can live there? I just can't. I'm not good there.
But aren't there more opportunities if you're in L.A.? And
I don't give a shit.
You don't care?
No.
What kind of opportunities?
I don't know.
The opportunity to play Dickie the Fart on the Smelly series.
I don't know.
I mean, there's certain things I would like to do out there, but everybody who works with me, managers, agents, lawyers, they're all there.
Did you make your move into theaters and things because of your association with like the Jon Stewarts and that whole thing?
It was Comedy Central. I had done 5 or 6 specials for Comedy Central. Nobody had done that amount of stuff.
Right.
And then I did, I was doing on John's show, and I did a ton of Conan's. And then we toured. Mitch Hedberg,
right.
David Tell and I did a theater tour, and afterwards they said to me, these guys said, you want to tour theaters? I went, yeah.
Yeah, sure.
And then as soon as that started, I leased a tour bus. So you do that, and that helps.
When you say a tour bus, in other words, you don't have to go to a hotel. You sleep on the bus. You do the whole thing.
No, we go to the hotel, but you basically, I'll fly in somewhere, and the bus will be there, and then we'll drive and do 4 cities.
Right, and the bus is comfortable, so you kind of have, you got some video games on there. You got some things to do.
Well, I got everything. I got
got a bed.
DirecTV. I got the Sirius. I got the Wi-Fi. I got a desk I write at.
It's your own bus.
Yeah, well, I don't own it, but yeah, it's basically mine.
And you're there alone. In other words, if you want to take a dump on the bus, what do you do?
I get to.
You do?
Yes.
You make a duty on there?
Yeah.
And
that's the whole concept.
Right.
You get to take your...
Who cleans that out, actually? That's what I want to know.
There's somebody somewhere.
You don't even know.
I don't even want to think about it, but...
So
it's different, though. A comedian, you're pretty much alone in this big bus.
No, I've got a tour manager and a merch person.
Yeah.
And
Look at you.
A merch
and a
person.
guy who does sound. And the merch person now is, and I've got to ask this, was someone who, when you guys were in Washington, was one of your big backers and a friend, Lenny Hughes. He was a reporter for the Washington Post.
Oh, Lenny Hughes. That sounds familiar to me.
Short, plenty. I wanted to bring him in. I'm bringing him in next time.
And what is a merch guy? Like, what kind of merchandise do you sell?
Are you kidding me? T-shirts, posters,
You're kidding me.
DVDs.
There's a Lewis Black T-shirt?
Oh, yeah, there's hundreds. I'm in the 7th generation of Lewis Black T-shirts.
No kidding. Who generally buys these? Hot women?
No, there's women, overweight women.
Overweight women, yeah. I saw an overweight woman wearing a Lewis Black T-shirt.
No, it's a whole spectrum of people buy these.
Yeah, and so that's a whole industry in itself.
It's basically it doesn't. I'm not making it. It's not the Rolling Stones, but it helps. And they want. The people seem to want it, and they yell if you don't have it.
By the way, look at this. Someone just handed me a note. The guy who cleans the toilets on your tour bus is an unemployed playwright. That's what he does for us as side business. I can't even believe it. So, but you go out, you do the tour.
Yeah.
And you're probably talking about what's topical, right? Of course. So you constantly write new material.
Yeah.
You're a very topical guy. You'll open up a newspaper and what? Jokes just come to you. It's that easy.
It is. You know how easy it is. You open the paper, parents send, and before you even know the information, girl, the boat capsizes, 16-year-old girl in the boat. You have no information. It's all you've got.
Right.
And my first thought is, who gives a shit?
Let her die?
Well, are you fucking kidding me? You got a 16-year-old girl who says, I'm going to go sail around the world, and nobody stops her?
Right. It's crazy, right? And the father is looking for a reality show.
Well, and then I thought, it was unbelievable. She's sailing around the world. My mother wouldn't let me out the door to go to Woodstock. Are you kidding me?
It's the truth.
But that whole reality show, it's
spawning a lot of problems.
Somebody's got to just put a kibosh on this thing.
Yeah, children are parents are making their kids do dangerous things for reality shows.
It made me pine for having children, though, because I thought then maybe if I had children when I was younger and was born now,
right,
then I wouldn't have to have done this shit and gone through the playwriting thing. I could have fucked them up.
Are you sad you never had kids? Do you think the playwright thing is the reason it kind of delayed your growth?
Oh, it really, yeah.
You never married because you weren't making a good living?
Oh, yeah, no, that whole concept of, God will provide, fuck you.
But are you happy? When people say, oh, don't worry, God will provide.
Well, that's how Walmarts were built.
Yeah.
Billions of people going, oh, yeah, no, it'll work out. Let's go buy 600 pounds of soybeans.
I have so many friends. We have a guy who used to intern for us. He's about 38 years old. He was on his way to be an electrician. We know he's having trouble, but he wants to be an actor, so he gave up the electrician thing. There are a lot of people who don't realize their dreams. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
It doesn't always work out.
Yeah.
You're one of the lucky ones.
I'm extremely lucky.
Yeah. But
because it's an accident of time and where you are and that whole thing of you just got to keep doing it.
Are you sick about this spill, the BP? I am sick over it. I don't know what to do about it. There's nothing really to do. I'm not an expert in this field, even though they started calling movie directors. I don't.
Your head can't even get around it. You kind of go through Haiti.
Yeah.
And that's more than you can bear. And then but Haiti, you can build it.
Who do we blame? I blame, now the original book, I said this on the air. A lot of people wrote me letters saying I was right on, but some people tell me I was crazy.
Okay.
The original the original Bush, the first President Bush, he made it so they capped, it could only pay $75 million if you're an oil company if something catastrophic happened.
Right.
$75 million, that's your penalty. Yeah. Now, to them, that's like 10 cents.
Yeah.
Because they make billions and billions and billions of dollars, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then it got even more laissez-faire. Everyone started saying, well, the government shouldn't interfere. These guys have to go out after all and lay out some money, and they have to find oil and all this and the other thing. And then the other day, somebody was blaming Dick Cheney. I didn't even catch why it was Dick Cheney. Do you understand why Dick Cheney is to blame?
Well, no, he's never. I don't know how much he is to blame.
Who is to blame?
Well, I had heard the rumor because we don't get information anymore. In order to get information, this, you wake up in the morning, you start looking at 400 things, and you go, well, this is Dick Cheney. I heard there was a $400,000 piece of equipment that should have been put on this thing, and they went, nah. Dick Cheney went, nah. And Halliburton, his crew, is the one who put the cement on. And I think Halliburton, anytime, now that's got to stop. when they apply for something, you go, no, fuck you, no. Because everything you've been involved in has been, you're either stealing us blind,
right,
or you don't know what you're doing.
And yet we keep seeming to go to this Halliburton. Every time there's a catastrophe, Halliburton's been there.
There was something that it was all we have to have Halliburton. They're the only ones who can do it.
Yeah, that was the war.
And they're the only ones who make cement.
Yeah.
They're the only ones left who make cement. They bought every cement company in America.
I mean, yeah, for a while.
And then they had this, and then they got another group, and I can't remember the name. When I did the USO tour twice, and the guy serving food, there's like a spin-off of Halliburton, and I can't think of. Damn it! I can't think of the name because I'm like a stroke victim now. So they, all of the guys, the Army doesn't serve its own food anymore. There's a group of people making a profit, and they've got like these people from like Slovenia and Bacchus, and they're sitting there throwing the grub out, and these fuckers, have hired Halliburton's subsidiary, has hired them, pays them 20 cents, and shows them pictures of good teeth as if someday you'll have a dentist, and they just fuck them.
And then for a while it was like Halliburton was providing even the soldiers who go over and fight the wars.
Security guys.
Yeah, right.
Everything. They were a full-service agency.
You're right. Why don't we just say no to Halliburton? I think all our problems would be solved.
That's the start. Yeah. And then I think, too, the one thing that we could, it's just at this point, don't we learn the lesson of, we seem to only learn things after.
Right.
Sometimes go, shit, we should have, like when the bridge in Minneapolis went, that's when I had the revelation. Right. Because the next day, after that bridge went down, in every city in America, everyone checked their bridges.
Right.
Yeah, that's what it took.
But it's too late.
We forgot we had bridges.
It's the same with this oil. People in the oil industry have been screaming for years that it's too lax, that a catastrophic accident could happen. And now here it's, and it did happen with the Valdez and all this. And now here we are again in the same situation.
Yeah.
Will something good come out of this?
I don't know. I mean, I keep wondering when the fuck we learn a lesson.
I mean, suddenly we don't allow terrorists on planes. We used to for years for some reason. I don't get it.
That, yeah.
I don't know what you do. I mean, I don't know what in the end you do. My theory has been that you might like is that you since BP is a multinational corporation and they're above the law,
right,
and they act like their own country, and they work tax breaks every which way. That since they act like a country, we should treat them like a country. And if we could go into Iraq because we thought they had weapons, invade them.
You're saying invade British Petroleum.
Invade British Petroleum.
You're a genius.
Take over the buildings, put the guy wherever the mail comes in and the checks are.
Here's a guy
grab every fucking dime they got.
Right. That's what you would do to a country.
Exactly. And I'm sorry about the British pensioners. It's called Tufsky-Shitsky. We have to... They're attacking us with oil every day, and then they don't even tell us how much oil they're attacking us with.
How old are you now? You're about my age?
I'm 61.
You're 61. So you're from the same generation I am.
Yeah.
What would we call the baby boomers?
The boomer, yeah.
Didn't you think our generation was going to be great? Didn't you think, like, with Woodstock, and did you think everything was going to change, and people... Like you would have thought marijuana would have been legal by now with our
You're
generation.
doing my act.
This
is what my act is about now. I finally said, I go on stage, I go, we're the generation who's going to change the world, and we did. We made it worse.
Yeah. But I always knew it. Our generation growing up was so selfish and so sort of out of control. I couldn't imagine our generation doing anything great with this country. And I always dreaded the day when guys from our generation would get into power and be the president of the United States. And they have fucked everything up.
Yeah, but I don't think those two fuckers were representative. Clinton said he didn't inhale, so fuck you. You're not even a part of the group.
Right.
And Bush is a shitty preppy.
Right.
That's what he represents. I mean, he's a preppy. It's impossible to be a shitty preppy.
But even like Wall Street now is like, it's not stable. Nothing's stable. It seems like we don't know what we're doing, our generation. We're in charge. Well, they should invade us.
I know. I didn't think we would end up this horrific. I did think, the thing I'm pushing for in the act is the legalization of marijuana. I said, well, we have to have a legacy. We've got no legacy. Right now, they're going to look back and go, how sad, what a pathetic group of sniveling idiots.
Right.
But if we legalize marijuana...
We could be saved?
Well, we would, because people look back and say they legalized marijuana, and that explains why they didn't get shit done.
Are you a pot smoker?
No.
No, me neither, but I'm for the legalization of marijuana.
I smoked it till I was 25, and then the shit didn't work anymore.
Right, well, yeah, I didn't like it. It made me paranoid, this, that, and that. But it should
I like the paranoia in a weird...
You would think it would be legal.
Yeah.
You really do by now. Something. What can we hang our hats on, is what you're saying.
And
Well,
that's
he's
the one.
saying it would be a good excuse for why we didn't get anything else done.
Yeah, and I also think we need to leave something behind that distracts them from what we didn't leave
And how
behind.
do you figure I thought our generation was going to be super progressive, sort of
Liberal, laissez-faire about these. Yeah.
Well, and then we got something like the Tea Party. What is that Tea Party? Explain that to me. What is that?
That is that is the I don't know how you felt. You got the Democrats in there insane, and the Republicans in there insane, and so I've just been waiting for a third party, please. Right. and plus
this is your live stream, a third party.
A third party. Plus, they're driving me. Both sides are driving me to the middle, which is not where I'm most comfortable. But something's got to. We got to move ahead,
right?
And so, who shows up? The Tea Party,
right?
And they're just as insane.
You're right. But they're like the retarded wing of the Republican Party,
and they're pushing the Republican Party.
And their hero is Sarah Palin, right?
Who makes shit up.
Right.
At what point do you allow? You can't be making shit up.
Right.
You can't say, "Oh, they're going to be death panels," and because it comes out of your mouth, it's fucking real.
So she's a disaster, and that's the third party.
And that's the third party, and then they've got, and every so often they're nominating people. You just go. The woman who said that what a real family is a man and a wife, and the wife stays home and the man goes to work, and that's the only real family. It's like, and how do you not at that point go, send in an emergency group that grabs her and takes her to some sort of place for counseling?
Well, now that you explain the Tea Party, I realize what I need. I need a fourth party.
Let's keep going through the parties till we get a good.
We need some new party.
We do need a new party, and then these are the same people who said, God, we don't want government regulation. God knows. Who do you want? You don't want anybody to look at the fruit, you fucking idiot?
Yeah.
And they go, no regulation, but the shit hits the fan in the Gulf. They're going, where's the government?
Where's the government in this?
You can't fucking have it both ways, you fucking dicks.
That's what I said on the air. I said, everyone's screaming, no regulations. Bush was, listen, my friends are in the oil company.
Do the right thing.
Yeah, and now everyone's screaming. I will turn on Fox News. They were the ones for the last 8 years been saying, listen, less regulation.
Get out of company's way.
I see the anchorman and he goes, can you believe the government isn't on top of this?
Right.
I went, well, you told them to not interfere in the free market.
But when Katrina happened, it's not the government's job.
Yeah, all of a sudden, it's madness.
Yeah.
I mean, it really is just flipping out. We've flipped out completely.
And then this old bag makes a statement the other day. You know who this is? Helen Thomas.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she says the Jews ought to get out of Israel. Well, that's like saying to you ought to get out of America, go back to your home.
Oh, I know, but she was 89.
That's senile.
Yeah, she's like my mother. My mother's not senile, but she's got no editing equipment. My mother said, my mother turned to me.
Yeah.
We're in Vegas. We're all sitting around a table.
You took the whole
breakfast.
family there?
Yeah, we're sitting, because she loves. Now
you're the success.
They love it.
Yeah. Now you're the big success.
Now my mother, who was kind of a socialist most of her life, is going, what's with this hotel room?
She suddenly got rich.
Oh, yeah. She's got notes for the staff.
That other brother's forgotten. So you're in Vegas.
So we're in Vegas. She says to me at one point, out of the blue, you weren't, you and Ronnie weren't really my brother. You and Ronnie weren't really my idea.
What?
She said, it was up to me. I didn't really want to have children. She points at my father. She goes, it was all his idea.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there looking at her, and she goes, I guess that's not something you say to your child.
You think? So you think Helen Thomas is like...
I just think the editing, that whole section...
It just breaks down.
Yeah. I mean, the sad thing is when you look back, you got to remember, too, when when Nixon was, fucking up big time, Helen Thomas was the one. She was the one sitting there asking. She was the one who always asked the questions.
Right. So,
She could, she probably, and apparently she thought about this. She's, this had been in her head.
Right.
And she's Lebanese, so, it was like, you can think it, just don't fucking say it.
They forget. I guess when you get old, could you imagine how great a comic you're going to be when you hit your 80s?
Oh, I'm going to be spectacular.
There's going to be no
It's
censoring
going to
you.
be good for you.
Yeah, I'm going to do it completely, and I'm going to sit on stage on a toilet.
Is it fair to say that when you hit around 80, 89 years old, your I hate Jews filter breaks, and suddenly you just let it all come out? You spent a lifetime hiding your hatred of the Jews, and then it just goes,
there was a backup in the septic tank.
I know one guy, his I hate Jew filter broke when he was 4 years old.
Right. I
He's
think
ahead
that
of the
guy's
Klan
name
right
was
now.
Hitler.
He goes, yeah, I'm just going to say it now like a senile old woman. And look, it got him very far. So you had your TV special the other night. So let me understand what's going on. The TV special aired on Comedy Central.
Yeah.
But you're now promoting it as a DVD.
Well, no, here's the thing. It was 42 minutes of this movie that we made,
right?
Of a concert I did, which was an 80-minute concert,
right?
And Comedy Central bleeps it.
I see.
So this basically people saw half of the concert.
Oh, I see.
And so I came up with that and a 70-minute documentary for people who are looking for something to sleep to.
Lewis Black's stand-up special, Stark Raving Black, is available on DVD tomorrow. But now that you're 63, you know how they say like
61.
No, but they say 60 is the new 40 and all this kind of stuff.
That's horse shit. You know that's horse shit.
It's not.
Oh, for Christ's sake, 60's 60 and 40's 40. They're different numbers. And the worst is when you see those guys on TV. I'm in my 60s now, and I've never felt better. You're fucking insane. Did you have polio as a child? Were you in an iron lung until you were 18?
It's crazy, right?
What do you think? You never felt better. I wish I knew now. You can't apply what you know now, douchebag.
You can't go back in time.
It doesn't work.
Oh, my God. Well, you're a smart comedian. You know what I mean? And it's great when you see guys having success who, are kind of lowbrow, base kind of. Do you sit there and like kind of turn, like when you go to these places and you perform, and let's say it's not a theater, let's say it's a couple of guys on the act, are there performers who you just fucking can't stand? Are you just like, this shit is bullshit? How is this guy successful?
Well, no, because it depends on it. I mean, certain people, there's certain things, but I mean, most of the time, if they did the work, I don't give a shit. Like there's always been this hoo-ha about Larry the Cable Guy. Well, I've known him since he was Dan Whitney, and he opened for me, and he was horrific.
Right.
Like 20 years ago. He was horrific. But he came on as Larry, and then he started to do these, go on radio stations, but he would call every radio station every morning, and every time I was on the radio, he'd be coming on later, and he did all the work you have to do. It's hard to really go, piss on somebody who's done all the work.
Is he still horrific, or has he gotten better?
Oh, he's funny in a horrific way.
It's hard to understand. Well, you both do different things.
But they're, to me, what's upsetting is these guys like Dom Irera, who's a great comic. I mean, just a great comic.
Funny guy.
And if in the time of like when Sullivan was on, would have been kind of an icon.
Yeah.
Right.
It doesn't get the due. That's where I get upset. Not that others get their due, but the people who really should get the due don't.
I know. And what can you do, really? I mean, I guess when you have an opportunity, you promote guys like that, and you do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a tough business. It really is. And I look at it, and you've paid your dues. I mean, I read somewhere like a couple of years ago you got hit in the head with a bottle on stage.
Yeah, it was in Bonnaroo, and
Bonnaroo.
It's a music festival.
It was a music festival. And they
Now
have
that's got to be hard to be the comic at a music festival.
Well, except they have a comedy tent, but the guys in Government Mule asked me to join them. They were, all these people were sitting in, and they wanted me to. Here's the bit. It's that they're going to be playing an instrumental. I'll come on stage. Then they'd ask me to sing, and they're playing an instrumental, and I get upset that they're playing. You fucking, there are no lyrics to this, so I go off on them. And then within 30 seconds, this giant water bottle, not with water in it, comes and hits me right in the head. And I explode, and all the guys jump up. And I went completely apeshit.
You started yelling at the audience?
Yeah, and the only thing
What do you say to the audience?
I said, you fucking assholes, you come out here to the middle of the goddamn... The last thing on earth, you don't throw shit at people on stage. I don't give a shit if you throw it at me. That I don't care about. But these fuckers are talented. You can hurt somebody. And it was... then the only thing I thought about when I've seen the video on YouTube is I look as if I'm midterm pregnant.
Right.
That's just what really pisses me off. Not the water bottle.
Because you're such an original, do you find that other comedians steal your material? Now, I've always heard this about stand-up comedy. People go nuts from this.
Yeah.
That this one's accusing that one of stealing. This one accuses that one. And is it really going on? Like, do you go in a club and then see your act somewhere else?
No, I don't really. That rarely happens with me because I don't really write punchlines.
You don't? How do you work? Do you sit at home? You don't write? You don't sit and
I don't write. I do everything on stage. I go up on stage.
Explain that to me. I don't understand. In
It's the
other
same
words,
thing you do. You
Wait,
sit down and you start talking. Do you write this down?
No, I don't write it down. What, this shit?
Thank God.
How would I write this down?
This down.
But wait a second. You've got to have something in your... I mean, there's certain things that you...
There are things I know I'm going to talk about.
Yes.
But if you saw my it's just a list. It'll be like BP, regulation. And, I mean, I just write little things down.
And there's no joke. There's no punch. But there
I mean,
is.
when
I've
I
seen
stand,
you.
well, when I stand on stage, that's when I start to shape the material, and I'll start
Wow.
talking about it, and then I'll find out what's really fun. I'll have like one or two lines.
Now that seems
and then
very
I'm good.
brave. I mean, you could tank. I mean, you could have a night where you're not. At least
you
if you
had
have
that?
if you have a set act, then you can't really tank. You've tested it. And you've worked it.
But I mean, what happens is that I've kind of developed it to the point where I have my set, and then. Like this thing that just came, what just came on was it was my tour last year. That's what is the DVD is. So
Right.
that I finished in August, and then as soon as that was done, I took a piece of it out and plugged in another piece, and then I started working on another piece, and then I finished that piece and plug in another piece and start working on that piece.
How did Jon Stewart figure out how to use you? I mean, how did he like?
I was there before him. I was the first one there.
At Comedy Central on that show?
Yeah.
Oh, no kidding.
I was one of the first people. I'm the last of the originals.
Who were the originals on that show?
It was A. Whitney Brown.
Right.
What's his name? God, the blonde-haired guy who was doing the Craig Kilborn.
Yeah, right. That's right. I forgot he was on that show.
Liz Winstead was producing it,
Right.
and did some stuff on it, and it was just a few. It was these.
So Comedy
reporters.
Central's like been a blessing to you. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't know what to do with me, but they've been a blessing.
Yeah. How many shows have you done for them?
I've done seven specials, The Daily Show, and then I did this show, Root of All Evil, which we did it and it went well, and then they put it on this summer.
Because Gary told me you had like 15 development deals with them for sitcoms.
I've had 15 development deals. It's you want to hear the best?
Yeah, go ahead.
This you'll love. This is David Kelly, a great writer.
Yeah.
Right.
Calls and my agents, and I get my agents call and say, David Kelly is working on a pilot for you. And I go, because these guys in L.A., I think they are so fucking live in dreamland. It's like, yeah, right, David Kelly's writing. When that happens, why don't you call me? Don't you guys just make shit up?
They do.
They do.
Yeah.
So then David Kelly is going to meet me after this show.
David Kelly's had 1 million hit shows, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's written...
Ally McBeal, Boston Legal, Picket Fences.
So
the practice. So
you're like, this is bullshit. He's not writing anything.
He's not writing anything for me.
Right.
I'd met him once at the Emmys, and he had said, boy, I'd like to work with you someday.
Right.
And so I didn't, so then he shows up at a show, and he says, I'm working on a piece for you. Then 2 weeks later, they send me the script.
Yeah.
And it's a great script.
Go ahead.
And
what's the problem?
And then they fly me out to have a conversation, and he says, I don't have the clout I used to have. I don't know if I can get this on the air. I just know I really want you to do it, and it's about the best thing that's ever been written for me. And I go, wow, okay. And then I leave, and then literally the next day, Leno. The whole Leno Conan thing explodes.
Right.
NBC now needs product.
Right.
They go into they have a bidding war with Fox. NBC wins, and at that point I cocked a pistol because it's really NBC has won. These fucking morons, couldn't he have gone to Fox? There's a fighting chance at Fox.
Right.
We know these guys are idiots.
Right, those guys
really,
at NBC
how
really.
do you fucking move Leno out? How fucking what planet?
Yeah, right.
Everybody knew it. Monkeys in the zoo spelled out Leno in their faces. It's unbelievable that they would do that. And then they give $44 million or $39 million to Conan, rightfully so.
Right.
So I'm looking at this, and I go, okay. And then they start to do negotiations with me. Now, it's Monday, and my agents ask for X amount of money.
Sure.
I got to move. It's all, basically, the show is totally written because of me.
Right.
It's all built around me. I mean, every fucking scene. It's more work than a human should do.
Right.
I'm going to go from 70 minutes a day to a fucking 12-hour, shoot. I'm going to weigh 300 pounds by the time this is over. And they're all going, if it's a hit. And I'm going, if it's a hit, we're really fucked.
You don't want to do all this work.
It's a ton of work, but I really want. But it's really exciting. But you have to pay me X. If I'm going to move from New York City, where I finally bought an apartment, I finally have a place after fucking killing myself most of my life,
right.
and I like it. And I go home and I go, oh, I have a home. Wow.
Right, this is exciting. You're successful
and now you're gonna. When I finally move in, now you're gonna move me somewhere else, like an itinerant.
Right.
So I go to. We just go. Here's what Lewis wants. Let's not negotiate. He's got to get his shit together and get out there and work on this.
Right.
Well, 2 days later, the lawyers come back and offer me half what I want. So it's like, okay, half. And then they have negotiations, and they keep going. Now, Friday, they want me to leave on Saturday to go to NBC on Monday.
Right.
And at that point, they still don't come through. And now they've given me the whole week to think about what a piece of shit I'm going to be treated like,
right.
Unless it's a hit.
Yeah, but they don't understand. You love your life on the road.
Yeah.
You love you make great money.
Yeah.
It's not like you're dying to have a sitcom.
Exactly.
Right.
And this is more than the half hour. This is an hour with a lot of cameras and people, important things.
And it could be over in a week.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
So I went, when they got to the end of it, I said, no, you know what I wanted.
Right.
I'm not going to, because I finally went, no, I don't. And I called David up. I said, I really want to work with you, but I don't want to be treated like this, and that's the way, and you can deal with it, and I can't, and I wish you all the success. He said, come on out. I want to put you on tape, and let's just work together, because I want to show these guys that it's your show.
Right.
So I go out, and we work together, and that's phenomenal.
Right.
But I sat in the room, and as we were doing it, I said, do you realize, no matter what happens, this is as good as it's going to be?
Yeah, right.
This is the moment when it's great.
What was the show, anyway?
It was about a lawyer who leaves a patent law firm and basically moves into a kind of a storefront law thing and starts dealing with and it's called Kindred's, this group of people.
Yeah, and that was the end. So no show.
So no show. He said, I can't get this. He wanted an actress in like a smaller role,
right?
And he didn't have the clout to get the actress in the smaller role.
Wow.
And to his, I have to say, he's so much a gentleman. It's extraordinary. He calls me up and goes, I couldn't do this. And he said, and I hate the fact that I got you all excited about this gig.
And I can't get it done.
And I said, it doesn't matter. We had a great day. Who else could ask for more? And I said, we'll work on something.
Were your demands unreasonable? Your money demands?
No.
Were they insane?
No.
You were within the...
I took what I thought I really would want and cut it by half.
And because you would have to give up a lot of this income that you make, you've got work. I mean, you've got all these dates planned, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you're not sitting at home picking your ass.
And they're saying, and the thing is, they're saying, well, the money isn't what it used to be. You just gave Conan $39 million, okay?
Go
where'd you get that
from?
Wait another week to lie to me.
Yeah.
Not only were they, and as you point out, you're negotiating with the guys who made that bonehead move. They took the number one guy and put another guy in.
So who knows what I'd be. And then to end the story, which is what's wonderful, since NBC wanted a star.
Right.
And that's always been where I'm always kind of like that. I'm in the next tier, which is fine.
Right.
It's just enough celebrity that it's fun.
Right.
They cast Kathy Bates.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, and I can't
Wow.
really argue. She's a great actress. Even David said, "What are you going to do?" He said, "I can't say to them, fuck Kathy Bates. She's like a great actress."
Was she your love interest?
She was going to be she's the star.
I see.
She's now
She's
him.
doing me.
They
my
took
God.
his role and gave it to her.
Yeah, and I said,
God.
and my immediate
Kathy
reaction,
Bates.
was, I would have had my tits done. If I knew it just needed tits.
It's insulting. Why wasn't it Brad Pitt that took over your role?
Yeah, no, it's Kathy Bates. Because I literally span the spectrum of sexuality. I was in the theater.
I'm trying to think who has more sex appeal, you or Kathy Bates. Listen, Louis Black's great stand-up special, Stark Raving Black, is available on DVD tomorrow. Well, you're doing well, my friend.
Well, thank you.
Yeah,
It's fun.
That's good. You know what I mean? You mentioned Leno and Conan, and Conan's a good friend of yours because you've done the show. I mean, do you hang out with him socially, or is it's just strictly you've done it?
Yeah.
It's sad to think about, but I guess did NBC screw? They did screw Conan.
Yeah.
And in a way, they screwed Jay, or not? Jay says he got screwed, but no one can figure out how.
Well, I mean, he screwed himself in the sense of like taking the 10 o'clock slot.
Right, exactly. Should have gone to another network and kicked everyone's ass.
And I realize that the Tonight Show is in the pantheon of existence a great thing, but
Big deal.
At a point in time when you've gone in this setting way beyond what radio ever imagined, and TV is like a minute away from being YouTube. I had a piece that went viral on YouTube, and this is when I knew that, like about 2 weeks ago, I did something on Glenn Beck. It's 2.5 minutes long. I could feel the difference when I walk down there. I mean, literally, people were coming
because
up.
now YouTube is a factor.
Because it's a YouTube.
What'd you say about Glenn
more
Beck?
in 2.5 minutes than my whole fucking career.
What were you saying about Glenn Beck? Are you a big fan
What
of
a
his?
piece of shit. That he had Nazi Tourette's. He is, everything is Nazi.
Yeah.
The Peace Corps was a Nazi institution. It's all
the Nazis are just getting better and better.
You know
what's weird about his show? I watch him a lot, but now it's become like a professor sitting at a blackboard. It's almost like a boring history class, but it's history according to him.
Yeah, well, it's his,
But you're right. Everyone's sort of a Nazi. B'nai B'rith is Nazi. Everything.
Everything's Nazi.
Nazis. Well, listen. You don't have to tell. I don't have to tell you how bright and funny you are. I mean, you already know it. And we all look forward to seeing the stand-up special, Stark Raving Black. The great Louis Black, everyone. We'll be back right after these words. Thanks for coming in today.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Thanks,
great
Howard.
seeing you.
Louis,
Yeah,
how'd it go there today?
it was great. It was a lot of fun.
Good to be back.
Yeah, it was. It was a kick.
It sounds like things are going pretty well for you. You got your book. You
Yeah,
got DVD.
this week. It is until I get out of here. I mean, it's great right now. Right now, it's spectacular.
Why? How could it go once you get out of here?
Well, things could turn for the worse. Something could drop off a building. I could trip.
Yeah, Howard just said, how funny he finds you.
Yeah.
How does that feel coming from someone like Howard Stern?
It's a terrific compliment. You can't beat that.
Yeah.
I mean, seriously. I mean, really, what are you kidding me?
Cool. All right, man.
He interviews everybody and their mother. I'm glad we had a good time. I enjoy him. It's like, I just feel like, I don't know how he does what he does. I'm always kind of amazed.
Well, you guys seem to be on the same page. Like you both speak your mind and don't care what everyone else thinks.
Yeah, no, and really, and we both kind of realize we're not going to affect the fate of America. It's like, this is what we do, and you can listen, and then, but it's not like, people get upset with us. It's like, what are you, really? You think everything's going to change because we're talking?
Well, all right, man. Well, thanks for stopping by today.
It was a pleasure.
Take it easy.
I'm Dr. Debbie. I'm back at the Howard Stern Show, and I have the results of the personality test that we took last week that you've been hearing about all week and all the speculation, and everyone's nervous to hear who's the craziest of them all. I think some things you won't be surprised, and there's some things that will be very surprising to you, and everything in between. So I look forward to giving the results, and let the chips fall. Let's see what happens.
Now, Dr. Debbie, as
Yes.
a fan of the show, is today going to be a great day?
Today's going to be a great day. As a fan of this show, I mean, personally, professionally, for them, for the listeners, for the viewers, I mean, I think everyone's going to have a really good time.
All right, we're psyched. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Whoever turns out to be the craziest staffer, can we follow them around with the Howard 100, the Howard camera, the Howard TV camera, because I want to watch them all day.
Well, then I know it's not me, because that would be really boring.
You're never boring, my dear. Tommy, go ahead in Malden.
Hey now, Howard.
Hey now.
We know who the crazy one's going to be, that Langford guy. I want him to go to jail.
Jail. We're going to lock him up.
Or Bellevue, one or the other.
Now, let's get to this thing already.
Well, we got to do our betting. Do you want to bet on the order, like who gets closest to the order?
Based on everything I know, and Gary, you should come in for this.
Because I'll tell you my order.
Okay, here's what I'm thinking. 6 of us took this test. We know that 3 people each got something a little quirky with them,
like one thing.
Right. Gary, how does it work if you test over 75 in one area?
65 tells you something might be going on. 75 is a red flag.
Okay, so each person had a red flag.
Red flag.
Each person had a red flag. I would say this about the betting. I would say that there's a person who's clear-cut not, on the lowest end.
Right.
And the person who's clear-cut on the highest end.
Oh, really?
And then in the middle, it can get,
a little murky.
It gets a little murky because she's like she was just explaining to me, some people had higher numbers, but it also has to do with how they interact and how she, there's a lot more that goes into it. But there was one person who's clearly the least nuts, and one person who's clearly the most nuts.
Okay, I believe, and I'm not saying this lightly, I believe I am the least nuts. I believe it. I believe I will be proven right very soon. Now, the bottom 3 will be, okay, everybody has a little something, who cares? The person who evidently had a red flag, and when you say a red flag, you say anything over 75 would be a red flag. This person almost scored a perfect red flag, right?
In one area, but the category, she'll come in and she'll tell you what the categories are. There's a bunch of categories. Like some people scored 75 or 76 in one category.
Everybody you said scored at least 175.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Everybody had a red flag.
This person hit, I think, 6 or 7 categories.
Wow.
And
one of them.
And I'm only going to just again throw this out. The classification, the first word, the word that jumped off the page with me in capital letters was severe disorder.
Okay, look.
Somebody has a severe disorder.
Okay, I believe that person is Ronnie the limo driver. Now, I'm willing to bet money. I'm willing to put my money where my mouth is.
I will take your bet.
Now, wait a second. Before I do this, it's not fair for you to say, I'll take anyone but Ronnie. You have to choose your person that you think. And
Steve Langford.
Okay. So if Steve, how much money do you want to bet?
$50. Okay.
Listen to me. If Steve Langford's the guy, I owe you $50. If Ronnie's the guy, you owe me $50.
Right.
Anybody else, go fuck yourself, right?
We're a push.
All right, we're a push.
Hey, Howard.
All right, you're on, honey. Anybody else? Because I say Ronnie's going the distance.
Anybody betting on themselves.
I've been around this guy for over 20-something years. He's got to be the guy.
You only have to be around Langford 10 minutes.
Now, I'll tell you what. I could hedge my bet and listen.
You could bet with somebody else on somebody else.
I'll take Fred also. I mean...
Yeah, but I'm betting on myself.
I believe Fred is as loony as a bedbug.
Fred is betting on himself.
I'm betting on myself.
Oh. All right, I'll tell you what. I'll do 50 with you, and I'll take Ronnie over you. Although I might be insane.
Okay, I'll take your money.
Okay, you want to go 50?
$50.
You say you're crazier
I'm crazier than Ronnie.
Okay.
Hey, did Gary say that...
Is anyone keeping track of this, or do I have to
And
read
it's a
these?
win-win. And it's a win-win for me if it turns out I'm not.
Right.
Did Gary say she based some of her rankings on the interaction, not just the test?
No, there's numbers. There's numbers, but she's going to tell you what she thinks Yeah, some of it is based on.
Is it interpretation
Some
of
of
the
it is.
numbers?
Yeah, interpretation of the numbers.
All right. I'm going to be the most normal. Anybody want to bet
Well,
that?
if she based it on the interaction, she loves you, so you definitely.
Listen,
no.
This woman is.
Stop it.
I'll read you this woman's credentials.
I think she's highly credentialed.
And I don't know that she loves me.
She does.
But I'll tell you what.
I love you too.
Why am I talking to you? How did you get in on
I
this?
will bet
You're a
you that
fucking
you're
idiot.
not the most normal.
All right. What do you want to?
I'll take you another $50, and I'll say
Okay.
that.
Who do you think is the most normal?
Come on, Robert, say it.
I'm the most.
I knew it. I knew that's where she was going.
$50.
Okay,
You're on.
I'm gonna bet on Howard as being the most normal. I
Thank
don't
you.
know if anybody wants to take that bet.
Well, I can't because I think I'm the most normal.
Anybody want to take? Well, Gary can't. Benji?
I think you probably will be too.
Huh.
All right. No.
Although I think you'll score super high in like negative or something like that.
Right.
But we're talking about who's most normal. That's the bet.
Fred could be the most normal.
Oh,
I doubt it.
Fred. That you know what? I'll give you odds.
Nobody's
on that.
betting
I doubt
anything
it.
on Benji. Where's
But
Benji?
Benji
in
is
that?
weird.
I think I'll come. I know I'll come out like with an eating disorder.
I don't think that was one of the things
That's
they
not what
tested
it doesn't
for.
measure.
Ridiculous.
Yeah,
Let's get Dr.
Here's the
Don't-
question:
don't
if he
talk
turns
about
out to be
Fuck you,
like
Gary.
the most,
It is one of the things they measure for.
if he turns out to be the most abnormal, can we just shit can
Throw
the
it
whole
out.
test
Throw
because
it out.
that means he was pulling like an attention getting scheme.
Let's go do this.
Wait, I'll bet anyone
Let's
that
bring
it's
in
Langford. I'll bet anyone that's Langford or Ronnie against everyone else.
What do you want to bet?
It's Langford or Ronnie against the
What
whole
do you?
field.
Who do you think is the craziest?
I think it's Langford.
All right, I'll take 50 on Ronnie.
You got it.
Okay, there you go. Ronnie's way crazier than Langford, and I know what everyone means.
And Benji, where do you think you're going to rank?
Like
You
I said,
think-
I think I'll be one of the three. I think I'll have an eating disorder, and
It doesn't measure.
But I don't
anything.
think
maybe it's something like neurotic. I don't know if it does matter eating disorder.
All right,
No,
listen.
well,
let's get down
Yes,
to
it
this.
does.
Let's get down to this. Let's stop the nonsense. Let's
I'll
find
bet
out.
that I'm more normal than Benji.
Oh, go ahead. Wait a second. Let me think.
Oh.
Wait. Let me think about that. Hold it a second. Who's more normal, Robin or Benji? Now, what if you're in the same category? Like, in other words, you're in the two or
But that's so-
you're in the third category, second category.
But that's so subjective.
Yeah, that's a tough one. But
If
But
the doctor can give an answer, I'll take that bet.
I say Benji's more normal than you. I'll take that bet.
Okay, so $50 with the two of you.
If she can give a definitive answer,
I'm worried
based
about
on the
you.
test.
And
I know you're worried,
But I'm actually hoping I'm wrong, and you are the craziest.
I'm positive about you, and I don't worry because you're getting treatment.
I'm worried about you because you're not getting treatment, and I hope this drives you into treatment. I really do. And I mean that out of love.
All right.
Can I
Now,
tell you the lunacy that
What
we're
did I
dealing-
just bet?
I don't know. Jason's got it all written down.
All right, I bet Robin something.
Can I tell you the lunacy that we're dealing with here?
Yeah.
So I just went out to the green room and I said, just to place everybody, Dr. Debbie's going to sit on the couch. I said, Ronnie, I want you to go to the podium, and Steve Langford, I want you to grab headset 3 and sit over there. Ronnie goes, that's it. I'm the crazy one. He's keeping me away from her. I was like, you know
Oh,
what?
my
You're
God.
crazy.
I'm going to win a fortune. Who else wants to bet me about Ronnie? Because Ronnie is the...
I might have to take back my bet.
well, you got a few seconds to decide. Because...
Anybody want to bet me that I'm trying to hedge my bet now with
No.
Steve Langford?
You got a bunch of stiffs here. I don't see anybody betting. All right. Bring in the doctor. Bring in all the people who were administered the test. Let's find out once and for all who the fuck is the craziest.
I don't even know what I bet.
Me neither.
So nervous.
I'm sure I always lose these bets anyway, so you can feel confident. There's Ronnie looking weird, looking confident. You keep Ronnie away from the doctor. Oh, I missed the doctor
Because
walking in.
We know he's the craziest.
Doctor, I'm sorry I missed you walking in. I wanted to check you out again.
You could check me in on the way out.
How can anyone be a patient of yours? Because I would be trying to seduce you constantly and come on to you in the room. I don't even understand. Do guys hit on you all the time?
We use it as part of the treatment.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would bring it up and we would talk about.
You're a very attractive therapist.
Cool. I'm going to make an appointment then.
I'm signing up. How much is it to see you privately?
Really? You want me to quote my prices?
Yes. I mean, is it an expensive proposition?
It's an expensive proposition.
And I get to sit in the room with you for what, an hour?
45-minute hour.
45 minutes.
Yes.
And for whatever it is, I get to sit there and look at you for 45
You get
minutes?
to sit and look at me for 45
If
minutes.
that's how you want to spend your time and money.
It's like, what do you wear in the sessions? You ever wear a dress?
Most of the time, I do not wear a dress.
For extra money, can we pick out your outfits? Just put you like on display.
Listen, I wish I had you this morning to pick out my outfit.
Is it inappropriate to ask? Are you a married woman?
I'm not a married woman.
You're single?
I'm a single woman.
No boyfriend?
I'm dating.
You're dating?
Yes.
Maron, I know Benji was quite taken with you. You know I was. We all were.
It's a shame he's a lunatic and you've never dated.
Well, we're about to find out how much of a lunatic.
So all of your male patients fall in love with you, I would imagine.
Well, I don't know if they fall in love with me, but I think that attractiveness comes into the picture.
What happens?
Sexuality.
What happens if you start to get attracted to the patient? Can you control that?
Yes.
You can?
Yes.
Do you ever fantasize about the patients?
I have never fantasized about a patient.
That's very healthy.
I call them clients, actually.
Clients?
Yes.
Yeah, well, they are patients. They're all wackos.
Yeah. And I have a lot of attractive men in my practice.
And you have to deal with that, right? Do you tell them?
Do I tell them what?
That you're attracted to them.
No, I don't feel attracted to them. It's really different. Listen, you've all been in therapy. You kind of start to love them as human beings, and you start to get their insides, and you don't want to have sex with them. You want to help them.
I would think I would be hesitant to open up to you in therapy because I'd want to impress you and not make you think I was crazy.
And I would help you get over that very quickly.
You would?
I would.
Well,
you would see that?
How would you
would see that.
How would you do it by lap dancing me and getting it out of our system? Because I'm all for that.
Howard, maybe for you, yes, but for nobody else.
Thank you.
See, that's not fair.
I'm only kidding.
See?
Life isn't
That's
fair.
not
The
fair.
woman is being charming, you mental case. Wait till you find out your
That's
score.
not fair, dude.
You're a fucking loon, and I'm going to make a lot of money on you.
She's a fan of yours.
You're insane.
She's
Doctor,
a fan. Throw the text out the window.
Doctor,
Take it easy.
The truth is, I'm a fan of all of yours.
If I find out this guy isn't the most insane, I know something's wrong. Because I'm telling you, he's whacked out of his goddamn skull. And that's my professional opinion after hanging around with you. Steve Langford, some people are betting heavy money on you. What do you think?
I hope they win some money.
You are
Nice
odd.
of you.
You're odd.
Yeah, absolutely.
You're odd.
Yes.
I mean,
Dude, look at those eyes, man. Come on. He's whacked. Look at his eyes, man.
Gary has
That's
said
crazy.
to us that there is surprising results here, that some people are going to be a little bit rocked, especially one person.
Yeah, there's some extreme scores going on here. I don't want to upset anyone in here, but we're going to be as honest as we can.
Thank you.
Did it surprise you? Or no? You could look at us and tell.
No, this has been really an interesting experience because I've been listening as long as you've been on the radio, right? And then I meet you in person, and each one of you, there was different behavior in the room that you start to catch on to, who's going to be what personality. So when I read these tests, I was spot on.
Really?
You could really tell, yeah.
Oh.
I heard Howard talking on the radio about how, and he was, he was sighing, he was laughing, he was trying to get my attention, got my attention, and in a very sweet way, very endearing.
Robin is potentially dangerous, isn't she? All right, we'll get to this. Now, listen, Robin.
Good luck.
Good luck to you. I believe it is going to be Ronnie. I think it could be you. And it could be Fred.
It could be any of us.
Not me. I know it's not me. Steve Langford, I don't think it's you. I don't think it's actually Benji. I'm most concerned about Fred, Robin, and especially Ronnie, who I put all my money on.
Where is Fred?
Right
Fred
here.
is behind you.
Right here. So be careful, doctor.
Oh, hi.
Today's psych results are a result of the doctor. The doctor is highly qualified for this kind of thing. She has been doing this stuff.
What if we find out that she's a delusional person who thinks
she's not really a doctor?
Psychologist?
Well, then the test might be a little off.
All right.
What is this test for, by the way? Can we find out if someone's a borderline personality from this test?
Yes.
We can.
Yes.
What is a borderline personality?
A borderline personality is somebody, and FYI, nobody is a borderline personality in this room.
Right.
But it's somebody who is not fully integrated on the inside.
Right.
And you will see extreme behavior like they can love you one day and the next day they hate you.
Right.
And they're very difficult to be in relationships with because there's no consistency and you don't know when it's coming.
What causes that? Is that a biological thing? In other words, you're born with that?
You know what? This is my opinion, and maybe there's going to be listeners who don't agree. There are some chemical things we're born with, but I think so many things come from childhood and parents and upbringing. I think it's an interaction between what you're born with and what happens in your environment. So for instance, you can be born with, let's say, you have a schizophrenic gene.
Right.
If you're born into a really lovely environment, it may never surface.
Really?
Yes.
Really?
But if you're born into a traumatic environment,
Right.
it will fly out. So we can all have lots of stuff in us, but it just never surfaces because of the way we were brought up.
That's an interesting
In my
thing.
opinion.
Is that the majority opinion in psychoanalysis today?
There are some who agree with me and some who don't.
Right.
You know, I mean,
Some
you might
people
get
think
calls.
it's all organic and there's no way you can get rid of it.
Listen, psychoanalysts are going to tell you a lot came from childhood.
Right.
They're going to be psychiatrists who are going to think it's more medically oriented, right? They give medicine. So
Let me ask one question though. Can this test reveal something that hasn't surfaced? So like you have it, but you don't have a problem.
Brilliant question. Yes.
I was going to ask that question.
Well, you almost made me forget it.
Meaning, Robin, that there are traits that are going to show up that may not be surfacing because of where your lives are, right? But if your life was already all of a sudden taken away, right? The show ends, everyone finds himself on the street. Some of this stuff could come out.
All right, let's cut the bullshit, Doctor.
Okay.
Let's get right to it with Robin and her good questions.
I want to start by
Now, listen.
telling Dr. Debbie.
Right.
So, Dr. Debbie, tell everybody here in the audience what are some of the categories and what these numbers mean that I've been talking about. Like what a 65 means, what a 75 means. What are some of the categories we're talking about?
Okay. This is a complete diagnostic test looking for character, personality, organization, the traits that exist that make you you.
Excellent.
Okay? Excellent.
Yeah.
So you got the narcissistic personality, which
Right.
has been talked about on the show endlessly.
Robin.
You got histrionic. So, and if you want to know what they are, let me know. I
Okay,
don't want to
keep
bore your
going.
audience.
Right.
Why do you keep looking at me when you're saying all
Because
that?
you're fucking crazy.
not looking.
That's just it. She's not looking at
I'm
you.
not
she
looking
was
at you.
looking at me.
I was not looking at you.
You know what? And do me a favor. You better sign up right for the Funny Farm after she gets
Dude,
done with the results.
I go.
Once a week is a drop in the bucket for you, pal.
You need major
You need to be there every
I don't
goddamn
care
day.
what the test
Look
is.
who's talking.
I don't care what the test says.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
You know sometimes when there's a nutty guest, Ronnie stands in the back?
Yeah.
Who should stand behind Ronnie today?
That's a good question. All right, go ahead.
You've got the histrionic personality disorder or personality, obsessive compulsive,
Right.
passive aggressive, paranoid.
Ronnie.
Yeah, right. You're paranoid over there. You.
Who?
You.
There's something
Okay.
Paranoid.
I'm afraid
brother.
of you, that's for sure.
Paranoid.
All right, we'll see. We'll see what the doctor has to
There's
say,
something,
genius.
there's something called antisocial, schizotypal, or tipple. I don't know how we should pronounce it, but
Right.
that's someone who avoids people. All of
Ronnie.
it. There is not
Right.
a personality structure that's not tested on.
This is Dr. Debbie. Debbie, how do you say your last name? Magids, right?
Magids, hard G.
Dr. Debbie Magids. She's a top person. And now all you mental cases are about to find out.
I want all of you.
What are you looking at me for
I
again?
didn't even look at you.
All right, so one more thing.
Time.
Time to get help.
One more thing. So now that you told everybody what it is, and before we get to what
Yeah, what
order,
the numbers mean.
Explain the numbers.
Okay. We all have some of everything. It just depends on where you fit on the scale. Okay?
Right.
So on this test, the scale went from 0 to 115. Okay? If you scored a 65, that means there's a lot of presence of this particular personality trait.
Right.
Okay? 75 means we're starting to border on sort of clinically significant.
Okay.
85 and above means we're bordering on disordered, more problematic, more severe
Right.
than the other numbers.
Good. And
Okay?
stop cheating and looking over her shoulder, Steve
I haven't got my
Langford.
glasses on.
That's
Can't
what
see a
I'm
thing.
watching. You
Cannot
like a
see a thing.
hawk. You can't see a thing?
Cannot.
Good. Don't worry. I'm a doctor. I'm looking out for you.
Okay, thank you.
I see this I see all these maniacs every day. All right, now.
So I think she explained it well enough. Are you
All right,
ready to
so
start?
are we going to start with
So
the most
how are we
normal
gonna do
person?
it?
Yeah, I think we should start. Debbie and I talked
So
about it.
announce my name, Debbie.
Oh,
and
stop
if you don't mind me,
it.
doctor, calling you Debbie or
I
Debbie
don't
doctor.
mind. I like
okay.
Debbie.
Dr.
So,
Debbie.
So Debbie, who's number one on our list? Meaning probably the most normal, the who got the best score, so to speak.
and doctor,
And
stop.
what that personality is.
And doctor, stop rubbing your thighs. You're turning me on. I'm
She's got,
watching everything.
she's got great hands. This
got
girl has
great
awesome hands. Look at those hands,
Oh,
man.
that's lovely. Thank you.
He's sucking
Okay.
up to you.
You're still
Okay.
crazy.
Yeah, so are you.
The most normal on the Howard Stern show.
Oh, I know it's me. I know it's me. I know it's me.
Howard Stern.
I told you. Oh, he owes me money.
I think I owe
Fuck
you
off.
money.
Oh, this is bullshit.
I told
That's a
you.
bullshit test. You're right. He did it again. He lied on the
my
test.
God.
Robin, can I tell you
Lied on the
something?
test. I know answers to
You
questions.
can't lie on the test.
Debbie, can you
was
lie
his
on the test?
personality?
And can you?
How would I lie on the test?
Okay.
You know how.
Then I'm a genius.
There are scales on the test to help us know if people are lying, and his test did not show that there was any lying. But okay, first of all, let me tell you what his personality was and why I think he came out lowest.
Okay.
How about that?
All right.
How about because you're all
Excuse me,
fucking
sit
crazy?
down and be
Sit down.
quiet.
This is such.
Sit
I want
down and be
I want to
quiet
make out
for
with the
a
doctor
moment.
now because I'll tell you
Right.
why.
Oh, please.
Just get out of this room. You
You're
don't belong
proving.
here.
You're proving what I always said. These people, I love them all, but sometimes I feel like I'm losing my mind with them. I feel like I'm trapped in a mental
Oh, you
institution.
devil.
Yeah.
All right, now I'll be quiet. Doctor, go ahead and tell people why I'm normal.
Okay.
What is he?
Howard Stern is the histrionic personality type. Okay.
Aha.
Which means, I'm going to read you a description. Excessive emotionality. Very high on attention seeking. Okay.
True.
Needs to be the center of attention.
True.
Needs for constant approval.
True.
These are
Okay.
all psycho things.
Repeated signs of acceptance.
Right.
Intolerance of frustration, delay, disappointment.
Yes.
Yes.
These are all the things
true.
I work on in therapy.
Yes, and
you're
could be
doing
sexually.
horribly, let me say.
Okay, wait. Let the doctor finish. You're interrupting my perfect diagnosis. Go ahead.
And
You're a genius.
Dramatic and sexually seductive behavior.
Okay.
And you've displayed all of that
when you
here
s-
right now.
Doctor, you've mentioned some things that sound somewhat, cuckoo. Why am I the most normal?
Okay, here's my assessment of it. Okay?
Okay.
I don't know if you would have always scored the most normal.
Right.
Okay. You've had
Because you learned to lie in therapy.
Well, no, he's had years of therapy, but
Thank
here's
you.
really what I think it is. Okay. What motivates these needs is you need a lot of approval and attention.
Yes.
And over the years, you've achieved that through this show, right?
Okay.
And I think you've become the softer Howard over the years.
Yes.
Because you started to get more recognition.
He's still a mess.
He might still be a mess,
I'm
but
more
he's not
normal than you,
he's
sweetheart.
Not as messy
Wait
as
to
the rest
see.
of you.
And wait till you see this Ronnie. Do you have a straight jacket? Because I need you to lock some of these people up.
Good.
Wait till we see. All right.
Isn't he your
Everybody,
security?
everyone now has heard. I am the
You know
most
what?
normal, as I
Actually-
predicted, and
Oh,
as
she
I
must
bet
be
money.
nuts then.
She's not nuts. She's going to tell you who's nuts.
She
And
must
get
be
ready,
nuts.
pal. Put your seatbelt on. Thank you, doctor.
Actually,
Yeah,
I
thank you,
did it
doctor.
from craziest to least crazy, and you were my last person on the list.
Thank you. So you were right.
I still hate the diagnosis.
I know.
but-
Listen. I've done a lot of work on myself. The doctor is right. Everything she mentioned in there is what I work on, and my awareness level has risen. I have made
And so,
improvements.
like I said, you looked at the test and you go, I'm going to write false for that. When you knew it's true.
That's wrong. I wouldn't even know how to lie on that test.
Oh, please. Just like you did on the narcissism test.
You know what it is? You might be the most crazy. You can't even deal with my. You know what? You're so jealous of my normalcy that you can't deal. You are.
I am jealous of your normalcy.
Listen, I could send you to a doctor. You can get normal too.
You're not that normal.
You never finished your therapy.
Well, hold on, Robin.
You
Robin,
quit.
we're not talking about the universe. We're talking about this room.
No, but if
Robin-
I'm crazier than him, that's a bad thing. See, now he's
Robin,
going to force me into
I hate to
therapy.
break it to you. You're going to be way up there. And let me
Oh,
tell you
screw
something.
you.
Yeah, I told you. You never finished your therapy. You decided you were cured, and you walked away.
All right,
you need to get
all
back
right,
in immediately.
all right,
You can
all
join
right,
Ronnie and get a
all
2
right.
for 1. All right, now go ahead.
Come on,
Come on,
honey.
doctor.
So,
Can we do group therapy?
Stop interrupting the doctor.
so we're going to move to number 2 now?
Please.
Okay, so
All
now
right.
we're going to move to number 2.
All right, the second least crazy.
Secondly is crazy.
Watch, it'll be Benji. Go ahead.
Steve Langford.
Oh, my
Langford.
God. I lost some more money.
There you go.
Steve Langford came out high, but not overly high, on
In-
obsessive compulsive personality.
Really?
Scored a 77 on that.
Uh-huh. So that means Steve is a fairly normal guy, but maybe all this tenacious behavior where he digs in for a story, this obsessive...
This pit bull kind
he
of
is a
behavior.
pit bull mentality.
Yeah.
It actually works for him.
Go ahead.
It was the only category he scored high in. Other than that, he
Yes.
didn't even break a
He's
65.
like normal?
Yeah, well, yeah. Nothing
Steve?
else really mattered. Yeah, in his
Steve,
personality.
you're not saying anything.
What can you say? I mean,
Did you feel you were normal? I felt you were
well,
normal.
I'm not going to make that assessment. I mean, that may be for other people, but I don't feel any particular angst. I mean,
You're weird.
I come to work. I do
just
my
weird.
job.
He's
You know
I'm
what it is?
happy.
crazy.
You're normal, but you have no personality. That's the
Oh,
problem.
baloney.
I mean, what kind of answer is that? I don't even know what you're saying. I mean, you're being cuckoo now. I'm going to have to have you retested. All right, Steve, congratulations.
Thank you very much.
You know, as I do, that 3 of us are in the lowest category. I, of course, am most normal. You're second most normal. it fees good, right? It feels good to show these people.
I got one question about Steve. I'm looking at the notes here.
Showing?
He did score a 67, and I don't know what this means.
Sadistic
personality
that
test. What does that mean?
seems real to
It means
me.
he pulls the legs off spiders. What does it mean?
Well,
Doctor?
it means there's a lot of residual anger inside. You know, I didn't say, I wasn't going to talk about it because I don't know that it added all that much to, but it just says that there's anger inside and it could be acted out in certain ways, you know, along with obsessive compulsive, which is really a control issue.
Right.
He likes to keep control, stay sort of distant and rigid and dig into things. And when I was with Steve taking the test, I mean, you didn't even look at me hardly.
Well, no, I didn't. I didn't want to bother you. I mean, my attitude is you're doing all these tests. You got a lot of work to do. I'm going to come in. I'm going to fill out the test, and I'm going to leave.
Yeah, it's
You're not a pain in the ass. I walked by when Fred was taking. Robin and Fred were in there screaming and yelling. I know these two are going to be way up there. Oh, wait.
So just
you'll
pay me
see.
now.
Now, listen. All right, Ronnie, you said Steve's a psychopath.
All right.
You wait and see who's the psychopath. All right, here we
Sue
go.
me.
Okay.
Okay.
So I want to
sue me.
What?
So I want to redo something here because Dr. Debbie and I spoke this morning. Remember how I said it was like 3, 2, and 1?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's really more like 2, 3. The next 3, this is where it gets a little murky, and Dr. Debbie will
The
explain.
next 3 people have alarming, a little something alarming.
Yeah, but some people have higher numbers, but handle it a little bit better. And Dr. Debbie will give you the assessment. So let's go with the next.
So
All right.
let me just explain quickly what Gary just meant. Like, meaning I said Howard was histrionic and Steve was obsessive compulsive, right? But then there's some secondary traits that are high. Like Howard, you had dependent personality as your secondary
I am
trait, which is
dependent.
clear as day, right?
Yes.
You talk about it every day. So what happens is, even if in the next 3, if someone might have a very high number, their secondary characteristics sometimes have balanced out the high number of the first one, so they don't act as crazy, or they
These things showed up, but there are things about their personalities. They do balance these things out. So we shouldn't be too alarmed.
So
but
these
here we
people
go.
are doing okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
they're doing okay,
functioning.
and I'm gonna point that out.
All right, here we
So,
go. Who is the next loony person?
The next loony person is
All right.
Fred.
Oh,
Thank you.
Wow.
good for you.
I'm gladly paying you the $50.
Right. So Fred,
I think I'm losing a lot of money.
There
What
you
about
go, my
Fred?
friend?
Now, Fred scored an 83 on narcissistic personality.
Really?
Wow.
Yes.
You know what's funny? On the Dr. Drew test, I scored very low.
Well, what did I tell you about that test?
Yeah, you didn't like that test so much.
I'm confused.
all right. So far, Howard is the most normal. Steve Langford
God,
is
we
the
have to
second
hear
most,
that forever.
and then Fred.
Now, Fred also had as a secondary schizotypal personality.
Oh, I know
Okay?
that.
What
Believe
does
me.
that mean?
Okay.
It means he's withdrawn.
Well, he's detached. He's a little withdrawn, a little more socially isolated. Now,
What number did he have on that?
he had a 68.
Yeah, exactly.
So how
Now-
does that balance him out?
That's what I was going to talk to. He has this narcissism, so that's attention seeking and needing admiration. But because of the schizotypal, he's a little more reserved. It balances out the
It's a
narcissism.
checks and balance thing.
Exactly.
Makes
so,
for one weird dude.
yeah, but
But you want to know something? I'm not the weirdest.
No,
He's
you're
not the weirdest.
I
I'm
told
not
you.
the weirdest.
Did I tell you you wouldn't be the
Victory!
weirdest?
I
Victory!
resent that you keep talking about yourself as normal. You
And
were not normal.
And I told you, Robin, you're going to be way crazier
Yes,
than
but
Fred,
you're
and I'm
not.
already right.
Yes, you're not normal.
Now you
Well, wait
can't
till you hear what
participate in
you
those
are.
conversations anymore.
You're definitely not normal.
You're in big trouble. All right.
Okay,
So,
so
Fred is the third. Now,
let me recap really quick. So Howard, Steve Langford, and Fred. That means left here are Robin, Benji, and Ronnie.
Oh, gee, we couldn't figure that out,
I
Gary.
just want to tell the audience.
That's what I've been telling my audience.
All right.
I think the next most normal.
I could be the worst one.
You could be, Robin, and I told you that. Now listen, and you said you go right into therapy, and I want that for you, but you're lucky Ronnie's here, and he's going to beat you out. Now, I'm going to say the next person is going to be Benji. Go ahead.
Okay, now this was a toss-up of which order we were going to do this in. But this is what we decided on, I'll tell you why. The
Okay.
next person is Robin Quivers.
All right.
Thank you. I did win a little bit of money. I said I was more normal than Benji.
Yeah, but I'll tell you right now, the Dr. Drew test wasn't that far off.
Yes, however, you may not be thrilled.
Oh,
Go ahead.
And I'm sorry in advance.
What's the second
Okay.
component?
Well, so Robin scored very high in narcissism. Okay?
Higher than me?
Higher than you and higher than Benji. Okay? She scored a 94.
Wow.
Now, I just want to qualify because I want. Okay. She also has histrionic personality features at 74. Okay.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Now the histrionic,
But that's not a 75.
No,
No,
but
it's not.
But your histrionic personality traits balance out the narcissism. Now, I do want to, and this is for you, Robin, because I want you to be happy after this.
I'm not
but this
upset.
is the truth. Within
Tell her the truth. Don't make her happy.
No, I'm telling you the truth.
Let her know.
Within each personality scale, there are these mini scales that talk to you traits within them. In the narcissism scale, usually a narcissist is someone who doesn't care about other people. In that trait, you scored a 0. Meaning that you don't have that trait, even though you're high in narcissism. It showed that you actually do care a lot about other people, and it shows in the things that we know about you. And I think...
Right. Yeah.
And I think it's the histrionic traits that balance it out
Doctor,
that sort of forge you that.
In your professional opinion,
Yes.
after
Here we go.
seeing
I'm
Robin's results, hold on.
only in
You
the
don't.
middle.
I know. High middle. Do you think Robin should still have a therapist?
No, I'm balanced.
Don't you think Robin should be working on herself with a trained professional?
The truth?
Make that
Yeah, the truth.
diagnosis.
Yeah,
How
okay.
dare you?
Listen.
The truth.
The truth of what I think is Robin's life is functioning really, really well. She has created
You
a
don't
life.
know that.
Well, no. Listen, professionally speaking, she's
Yes.
created a life where her personality gets to shine and she gets to fulfill all these needs. Okay? I don't know what she's like personally, so she would have to assess. I don't know how you
All
feel
right.
when you go home at night or
So
how she
does
feels in her
need,
social
does
life.
she need more therapy?
I think
Just
everyone.
because you're still in 3 days a week does not mean everybody.
You
Okay,
could
hold
use
on.
a brush-up course.
Can I jump in here? I'm looking at Dr. Debbie notes, and the very last sentence in bold letters was revisiting therapy would be very useful.
Yes.
Could be useful.
Could be
Didn't
useful.
say necessary.
Yes.
Well, listen, I could get along through life without therapy.
Oh no, you were not.
But she didn't write
getting
that.
along.
She didn't
I
write
say
that on
what?
anyone
You were
else's.
not getting along.
Robin, I'm so much healthier than you.
But
Don't even
you
talk
were
to me about
not
this.
getting along.
You know what, Robin? This goes to the question that you asked me at the beginning. That could people have things going on that they're not aware of, right?
That's not what I asked. I said that didn't
surface.
Yes.
Okay.
That was different than not aware of. I don't mean not aware of.
Yes.
I mean under control, not affecting their lives in a negative manner.
I stand corrected. That's exactly what I meant. So for you, because of the test results that we found, your life is going well, but that's the kind of thing that if this all went away, then something might surface, and that's why therapy could be useful. Okay?
All right. Okay. Well, listen.
Thank you.
You beat Benji and Ronnie.
Those are our finalists.
And now you'll see, as I predicted, Benji will be next, and Ronnie will be very, very severe.
And
we're
you
going
were,
to find
you
out.
were on top and on the bottom.
We're going to see.
What can I say?
Yeah,
And the
we'll
two
see.
of you are trapped in a car
That's
together.
why it's called the Howard Stern Show.
All right, let's go.
Who's next?
It's going to be Benji.
The next person is. Am I getting a drum roll?
Yep.
You are.
Benji.
Yeah. All right, tell me what's his problem before we get to Ronnie's insanity.
Benji.
What, Ronnie, what'd I tell you about you? I just want a ton of dough on you.
Good.
I got
I'm
you
happy
pegged.
for you, man.
Do you see I got you pegged?
I'm happy for you.
Wait till we hear the laundry list of fucking problems.
Yeah,
You're
good.
Miss America,
Good.
Ronnie.
Go to Ronnie first. Do me a favor. I want to know the most crazy guy, and then we'll get back to Benji.
Oh, yes. Make sure he gets the notes.
Okay.
All right.
Ronnie, you've been lovely to me, so I'm sorry, but here we go.
Whatever.
I should
Okay.
read this.
What?
What you wrote.
Okay.
What?
Well, what's
you
the first
gave
word on the page,
You
Howard?
gave him my whole synopsis?
Ronnie is the person.
No, the word in capital letters on top. Doesn't it say severe?
Yes. Results severe.
Okay.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
This is our
Ronnie.
head of security?
The head of security.
Okay.
Where am I going to get security?
From the loony
go
bin.
ahead.
Okay. Ronnie, narcissistic personality disorder, 109.
Whoa. Somebody
Okay.
who beats me. That's so wonderful.
He trounced you.
Histrionic personality traits, 79. Paranoid personality features,
What'd I tell you?
77.
Yeah, he thinks everyone's talking about him.
Passive aggressive features, 77.
Wow.
Wow.
Is that like a triple header?
Ronbo.
That's
This is what I've been telling you.
Quadruple double.
You think everyone's out to get you. I see this.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell me about this.
You don't feel that any of that's true?
No.
Okay.
And where does delusion?
How do you test on delusional?
Actually, this is another access, so I left it out. But he did have delusional. Where's my notes?
Oh.
If I'm to be completely
honest
here and revealing, where are you, Ronnie?
I'd like to read what you wrote about Ronnie. Not to put pressure on Howard, but I believe he has been instrumental in keeping Ronnie.
Are you going to read my notes? That's
Yes,
so
can
embarrassing.
Can I read them?
Oh, sure.
Okay.
You can do whatever
Listen
you want.
to
It's your
this.
show.
And now you're going to realize how important I am to you.
Okay.
Not to put pressure on Howard, but I believe he has been instrumental in keeping Ronnie functioning as well as he has so far.
Oh, God.
This show and the personal work he does for Howard has enabled him to exhibit some of these characteristics in a way that has not hurt but enhanced his life. His narcissism and histrionics are being fed. If Ronnie did not have this structure, in other words, if I fucking retire, he may experience way more problematic behavior. I don't know too much about his personal life, so we'd have to speak to it, but it has to be affected by these traits. Now.
The next part's pretty important, too.
Oh, yeah, what is the next part?
The part about the fact that you're now security. No. It allows, the paranoid piece of mistrusting people. It actually makes you a great person for security. And it sort of...
Right, because he's suspicious of everyone.
Which is actually...
That's why I hired him for that.
Yes. And
I see, he's fucking like an eagle eye.
The thing is, it takes the pathology, so to speak, and it sublimates it into something that's actually useful.
So he has to watch people.
He does have to. So it normalizes the pathology.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
See? I know my customers. I made him a security.
I got a question for Dr. Debbie. Has anyone ever scored 109 on narcissism?
No one I personally know, but
right.
Yes.
But in your
not. But I work with a pretty healthy population.
Not like this one.
Listen what you say, Doctor. Without the outlet of this show, Ronnie could get himself into trouble.
Possibly.
I, without a doubt, feel Ronnie should be getting some outside help. Now, I want you increasing to 2-3 days a week.
Okay. You're going to pay
Who is
for
this
it?
you're seeing? They didn't tell you needed more help?
Okay, well, two things. Also, Ronnie, I think something, once a week therapy is hard because I do think that you don't trust easily. But I do think that you can trust more easily. And so something more structured, where you see somebody more frequently, I think would be beneficial. The other thing that Gary wanted me to point out, there's something on the test called the desirability scale, which shows us who's trying to make people think that they're better than they are.
Right.
And Ronnie came out the highest on that. He scored an 85.
Ah, see? You got shit to work on. Langford, what about you?
What?
What about him?
Ronnie thought you were the most crazy.
Yeah, well.
Now you can tell him he's crazy.
Whatever.